Hey all, and welcome back to the Harbingers D&D campaign. Woo. We, we are super excited to be able to come back and play the game all together. Um, Geez, I have to remember my announcements. Um, Alrighty, we do have announcements. For first one, so Um, Teal is going to be, but yes, Merilla is going to be taking a break from the game for a little bit, due to some work-related stuff going on. So she's going to be gone for a couple sessions. I know we're gonna miss Merilla, but she'll be back at some point. But, trying to think what was the other announcement. I think that was it, right, Sierra? Or is there more? Yeah, Greg, is there an announcement?
I am furiously pointing to 50% of this section of my board. It's a big hint at the other announcement that I was told.
Oh, an announcement that it was being hinted at.
Hinted at? Okay.
Let's
Well,
we'll
this is
make
my
a
hint. This is
That's your
my hint to
hint.
the audience then.
Yeah, I
Put
think
in the chat if you think you figure it out. But
yes.
who knows? We can't confirm or deny it till it actually happens.
Yeah, until things are confirmed. That's a good hint. Thank you, Greg. Yep, definitely. Put in the chat your thoughts, what you think that hint might be leading to our next announcement. With that, yeah, I think we're just hopping into the game, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, let's hop into the game. Let's get into this. I can't help but feel like there's another announcement that I'm like, it's on the tip of my like mind right now, or at the tip of my tongue. Words. Okay, let's go.
Watch if that's gonna come as the recap is going.
It probably will, you know, it probably will. But with that, we'll hop into the recap done by none other than a Mega.
Oh boy, that was quite the session last week. Mostly with Nuri. So, the session before, there was the whole fiasco with setting about half the town on fire and not even caring about that. Nuri. So we started off at the, like, right as Nuri has finished talking to her husband and he has left. So that's it, like, that's all done. Nuri is losing her mind a little bit.
A little
As
bit.
there is a okay, maybe I'm under exaggerating, but you know, but we are seeing a whole nother side to her, a darker side of her. She basically dragged Azon out to the outskirts of town, and there was actually a really great meme made by Roxy Bird about that whole thing. It's got to be one of my favorites.
I really like that
Nuri,
meme too.
it's too good. But yeah, Nuri dragged Azon out to the edge of town where they exchanged notes about Azon's sister, Amaris's mom, and information about the Heralder, which later then ended in quite the argument between the two about Azon was just saying that he refused to be lectured by a child, as he called Nuri. He did notice Amaris, Merilla, and Dusty following them, to which he called out that he was not going to hurt Nuri. But then all of us almost simultaneously were just like, no, we're worried about the other way around. Yeah, and then there was the whole argument, which Amaris was able to come over and like get the two to back off, and was able to do some damage control. Don't know if it worked on Nuri, but it definitely worked on Azon. While all that is going on, Douse has gone to talk to the mayor of Dragondale to see if he can calm down the punishment on Nuri, because right now there is an angry mob looking for her, which is why Nuri is sleeping at the edge of town with a lot of us. The mayor was able to do somewhat to reduce the punishment, but not fully. There is still some things to be done. Douse did ask if he could do some of it, to which I think the mayor replied, not really.
Well, it was actually a really, can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was a really epic moment for Douse because he offered to take Nori's punishment in full. And which then prompted a conversation with the mayor as to why. And because of Douse's reasons why, he dropped the punishment and the charges against Nuri. So it was really cool. You guys should check it back out. Check out last week's episode. It was really good. Anyway, sorry,
Yeah,
continue.
So hooray for Douse for fixing the problem again. And yeah, that's where we left off.
I mean, there's still a mob out there.
Yeah, the
Well,
guards are gonna have to deal with that.
yeah. Douse did as much as he could. Again.
So legally, you're in the clear. By public opinion, that's a little sketchy.
Legally, she's in the clear. Socially, not so much.
Yeah.
And Douse is now religiously and legally bound to this party. Because he's promised his deity for one, and now he's promised a figurehead now to be keeping an eye on this group.
Douse just solving the party's problems.
How many more problems can I fix by recommitting to this one promise?
Endless. Let's keep testing this. We'll start a count for it.
See how much the DM lets me get away with.
Greg just got excited about his white space.
Yeah,
Hey.
that could be in the blank spot.
How many times has Douse solved our problems? Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just stick a piece of paper up there so you don't have to keep adding it on. It's already there.
Boom.
Greg, I love your comment in Roll20 about how, wait, Douse solves all my problems too? Monks are awesome.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Alrighty. With that in mind, we are going to jump right back into the game. And we are going to kick it off with Douse. Douse, you wake up in the morning.
So this was all done in the morning, wasn't it?
Oh, all the stuff that you did? I thought yeah.
Because I went the night before and he wasn't
Yes.
available. And so I spent the night in town and I went to go find him.
That's right. And so then you went to the mayor. You went and visited Dane. You visited the Tough Hammers, and you grabbed just Amaris's
Well,
pack. That
yes.
was all of your party belongings.
Yes. I think because Douse doesn't really know where the party is currently. He was going to speak. I think the plan was to meet with Amaris in the morning at some point.
Oh, yeah, it was.
But there wasn't really a time agreed on or a location. Was that correct?
She'll just find you.
She'll find you.
She'll be lurking in the shadows with a knife. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So
when you head back to go grab Amaris's pack from the tavern, Mary and Brandon stop you as you're heading back up to grab her pack. Mary goes, "Oh, Douse,
yes.
it looks like this paper was left for you."
Oh.
She lifts up like a scrap of paper. It looks like just like a ripped scrap of paper that's been like folded. And it just has your name scrawled on the front.
Do you know who it's from?
I mean, I didn't open the letter. It just was left on the
Well,
counter here.
okay, so you didn't see who left it?
No, it was left on the counter, and I didn't. We were a
I
little bit busy this morning.
understand. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I guess Douse would take that and head upstairs real quick, just trying to. He'll open the letter as he's going up, just to read it as he's going.
All
Doesn't see
right.
any reason to read it in privacy. No one's over his shoulder.
Well, you look at it, and it has a note written on there that says, "The measure of a man is what he does or not do with power." Signed, Merilla.
Hmm. I mean, that's kind of. I don't know why she didn't tell me in person, but all right. And it just kind of tuck it into his pocket, go upstairs, just start packing up.
Yeah. Okay. You pack up your gear and you grab your stuff, and
I'd
With
go. Oh,
no, what were
I
you
was gonna
saying?
say after that, I'd probably just go down, and hang out with Mary and Brandon if I waiting for Amaris to show up.
Okay, great. All right, with that, we'll switch back over to the rest of the group that's chilling outside of town. Um, and oh, also, yes, welcome Alyssa to the chat. Woot! Happy to have you. Alrighty, back to Nuri, Amaris, and Dusty. Um, Amaris, Nuri, you wake up and you notice that Marilla's not there. But, you're all together still in the little divot in the ground, stretching because it was not a very comfortable spot to sleep. So, a little sore.
Personally, Nuri isn't gonna do anything until I guess Douse is back. She'll just be working in her journal. Spellbook.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah, Dusty's gonna stick around with Nuri.
Okay. With that, Nuri, you notice that in just the inside cover of your spell book, as you kind of open it up, a note falls out with your name scrawled on it. Do you open it?
Yeah, what's it say?
It says, bear responsibility like a weapon, for really it is a protection. Signed, Merilla. And Dusty, you notice that, well, not noticed. You remember last night, Merilla writing out some notes on some ripped up and torn pieces of paper that she had, and before she had stepped away, she had placed the letter and just kind of tucked it into the side of your bandages. So you could have read it last night or this morning. Let me give that to you as well. Sorry, I have to pull them all up. It says, we are what we do repeatedly. Excellence, then, is not an act nor a success, but a habit. Alrighty, and Amaris, you also find a note in your possession by Merilla. And yours says, with sweetness we cherish the truth that is in beauty, for without this truth it could not shine, and would merely be pretty. So I put all of those into the chat for each of you with your name next to them so you know which one is yours. But these are the notes that Merilla has left on your persons. Yes. Megan, I do see your message.
Dusty probably would have read the note after Merilla had left the night before.
Mm-hmm.
But as Nuri is like opening her book and a note falls out, Dusty kind of like walks over to her and he holds his note up too and he says, yeah, I got one of those as well. She made them out last night.
So you saw her leave then, correct?
He nods kind of slowly.
Well, these notes do kind of feel like a farewell. Well, I'll fold the note up and put it in my notebook.
You know, Dusty nods. It's like, hopefully we'll see her again, but in the meantime, I suppose she's on her own journey. And he opens his pack and like places his note back in and begins gathering his stuff.
Okay,
Do we
I
know
cannot.
when Douse is supposed to come? Oh, sorry.
No, you were saying that. You go.
Well, she just asked that to the party.
Okay.
Dusty kind of shakes his head. He's like, I believe Morris is going to go grab him from the town.
I do need to get my stuff anyway.
Right? Well, we'll be here when you get back.
Just checking, but Dusty didn't leave any of his stuff there, right?
Nope, he brought it all with him.
All right, just to double checking that we had everybody's gears.
2 quarterstaffs and all.
Also, can I just like make a comment about Roxy Bird's comment when the old lady eats all the fortune cookies and gives you the fortunes? Like, okay, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, but these ones are personalized, so it's even better. It's from the heart, you know.
Personalized.
That's awesome.
Dang it, she should have made cookies and then put the notes in each of the cookies.
This bread. She just like crunches up bread balls and gives them lets them down next to it.
Exactly.
Would've
Alrighty,
gotten
so
ruined.
poor
Or just a
notes.
slice of bread. Just fold it in half.
I wanted to leave my priceless possessions with you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bread.
Not just any bread. Bread that has been mushed and formed into the shape of a fortune cookie.
Bread and wisdom.
Not that those
Bread.
exist in this world.
Oh my goodness. Well, Morris, are you headed out to the town? You are on
Yes.
mute. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. So you head into town, and you make it to the tavern where you see Douse.
Huh, you're awake.
Yeah, had to get up early for some stuff. You guys should be good. No, I don't think the cops are after you anymore. I can explain more to the group.
Wait, why would they be after me?
Well, because they knew it was our party that was in relation. They weren't specifically after you, but like I phrased it wrong. Nuri's fine. There's not the cops after her anymore. But I'll explain the situation when we get there.
Okay, well, it's good to know that she is fine in that sense.
Yeah. By the way, Merilla left me a note. I didn't see her stuff. Did she leave and come pick up her stuff early? Just want to make
That's
sure I
what
got
I've
her.
heard. That's what
Okay.
Dusty said that he saw her leave, and I think she left all of us notes.
Oh, I thought she just wanted to grab her stuff real quick. Okay. Makes the note a little bit more. Makes more sense, I guess. I'll never understand that woman.
Like she's great. She really is great. There's just some questionable moments.
She's got some quirks.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, let's head on out and grab the rest of the party.
Okay.
all right, Amaris is going to go get her stuff.
Douse already has it downstairs with him.
And she's going to take it from Douse and head back to the edge of town.
No, it's Douse. No. Kidding. We're going.
Alrighty. So as you both begin to head out of town, There is, you noted, you can hear what seems to be a very heated argument happening in the center square. You can't make out what is being said, but you can tell that there's some angry shouting going on.
Do we know who the parties are that are arguing, or is that like a couple streets down?
It's a couple streets down. You can just like hear the shouts, but you can't even hear what they're saying. It's just like,
Oh, what is it now?
Do we want to get into this?
I mean, we can do just a quick peek.
Okay. I'll follow your lead.
alrighty.
Okay. So,
So you guys-
Amaris is going to, Amaris is going to, like stay far enough back that she's not interacting in the argument, but trying to get close enough to see or hear what the argument is about.
I see. Well, you guys begin to get closer, and you can make out that someone is arguing very loudly of, the charges can't be just dropped like that. She burned down half a city. And you can't hear the response to that, but then you hear, but after a couple moments, it's just, no, but that's not right. She has to pay for her crimes. You still can't hear the other person's side. Do you wish to stay and listen, or?
Well, Amaris is just going to turn and look at Douse.
He's just gonna like kind of bite his lips because he doesn't want to like say anything. He's like, "We'll talk in a sec." Like I said, we'll get to the groove.
Okay, and she's just going to go with Douse to meet up with the rest of the group.
Alrighty. And you guys begin to head over, leaving the angry person behind. With that, we're going to switch over to Dusty and Nuri real quick in this time that Amaris and Douse are absent. Alrighty. Take it away. You guys are both sitting there in the divot. Nuri, her nose in her book, and in her spell book, and Dusty sitting across from her.
This is tough. Okay, context. I whispered the GM. I was like, I want to talk to Nuri. But here's the problem. I don't even know what Dusty would say. This is the problem. Well, let's start out like this. High or low, Nuri?
The first high or low of the night.
I'm hoping this is gonna be a high session, so let's go with high.
Okay, all right. Let me grab my dice. There's trusty in-person dice.
How far did we make it in before that was asked for? I want to know.
You said high?
Like 30 minutes?
Yeah, give
Yeah,
or take.
high.
That's not bad. I think we did I think the last 2 sessions ago was faster.
Yeah, it
Someone
was
ought to
like
go
literally
check
the
on that.
first moments after the recap.
Yeah, we breathed and it was high or low. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what's gonna happen tonight. High or low?
So Dusty, he started out by gathering up his stuff as Amaris was leaving, and he rolls up his sleeping pack and ties it together, placing it in atop his bag where it goes. After that, you have a really high pass perception, right? It's like 21 or something.
It's 20.
20. Okay, yeah, you'd see this. All of it, basically. So throughout this process, though, he consistently is like looking up towards Nuri, like even cocking like his whole head, which he doesn't do often. Usually you figure like his eyes are darting, but his head doesn't move. Most of the time he's like very stiff. But this time like he like gestures like his whole head. Which may make it more apparent that he's trying to observe like your behavior. He's trying to watch you. But eventually, after gathering his stuff, he walks over towards Nuri and kind of sits down, leaving his pack behind where he finished packing it up. He kind of sits down next to Nuri, and he says very bluntly, Nuri, how are you feeling?
Fine. How are you feeling?
Confused. You see, I am not much unlike you. I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of a thing of research. I enjoy knowing what's going on. Whether that be magic, the world around me, or more recently, as more people have come into my life, I've found it interesting to understand where they're coming from. And this is a very personal question. Why? How? What? He like shakes his head. He's like, I'm not even sure what's right to start with. But
You want to know why I set the town on fire?
no,
Oh,
I
that's
figure
surprising.
it was out of frustration of some kind. But I want to know what brought you to that frustration. I want to understand what was it that got you to be so frustrated that you took it out on the town around you. What happened? It must have been something very big and very painful. I, I I've been around you for a fair while, and the actions you took are not normal actions for you. If it's too personal, you don't need to feel obligated to answer, but I would like to know.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's my trick. That's my trick. I did that first. That's my trick. Okay.
8.
Nuri seems like she's very contemplative, but at the same time, almost looks like she's trying to bite back a snarky response. Um, well, to answer your question, as it is in the pursuit of knowledge, I learned a great deal more about the comas last night. I spoke with Ami. For only a moment. But after hearing his cannot put into words how excruciatingly painful it is to know your child is in great pain. And is reaching out for their mother, but you cannot be there. You cannot find them, you cannot reach them, you cannot help them. But to know that they are in excruciating pain, scared, alone, and confused. That agony, that pain is not something I can put into words. And once I tried to reach him again, my magic could not reach him. My uncle says I am immature and that I must learn to control my anger. I have controlled it for 2 years. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of holding it in, biting it back and always listening to what other people want me to improve upon and improving upon it. I'm tired of it. And my son has been suffering for 2 years. And my one job as his mother, to protect him, to comfort him, to hold him when he is in pain, I cannot do. That's the reason. That's what happened. There you go. Hope that answers your question. She looks back down at her book and starts flipping through some pages.
Dusty nods.
Oh my
He
gosh.
says, you know, I'm sorry. I personally cannot. I felt a lot of things in my short time on this earth. But this was one of the few things I have not been able to understand fully. A parental relationship. I am not and probably never will be a parent. At least no blood connection can be made. But I have seen something similar to this before. I saw this frustration, or at least a part of it. I cannot say it is the same. In my own father. You see, I was not his first. And you see him cock his head a little bit to the side, and he says, child. I was a creation. I was perhaps an experiment's the wrong word, but I was an extension of his frustration. You see, the reason that I was created was a similar reason to why the town was burned. It was almost out of frustration, out of pain. My father had a son, but this son is not here anymore. He died. And Out of grief and frustration, my father put all of his emotions into his work. And he kind of like gestures to himself with one hand. That is why I was made. Why I was created. In a way, I am similar to the burning town. And he puts one arm out and onto your other shoulder, the far one. And he kind of like leans into you just a little bit. And he says, I'm very sorry. And he just kind of like stays there for a second, just kind of leaning on top of you, giving you a small embrace. And then he lets Nuri go. He says, I will do whatever I can to help you retrieve your son.
Thank you, Dusty. If you don't mind, I'm gonna just go stretch my legs for a moment. By myself, Yes. I'll be back.
He
About
nods.
5 minutes. Nuri's gonna
Yeah.
walk at least a minute away, out of hearing distance. And she's
Okay.
gonna cast Sending.
Hoo-hoo.
I'm casting it to Dane.
To
In the coma
Dane.
Dane.
To Dane Selch Dane or Dane Coma Dane?
Coma Dane.
Nuri breaking the fourth wall.
Alrighty.
Okay. Dane, it's Nuri. I'm close to waking you up. In 25 words, what do you see? Any clues to who has you? Can you, Ami? You ran out of words.
You could probably replace it with is Ami there.
Well,
Too late.
it's just can you
Can
all
you,
me?
Ami? Ami.
Okay, let me think. Alrighty. High or low?
Low.
That's snake eyes.
So low.
That's very low. No, I wanted you to be high. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay.
You want me to burn down the other half of the town? What's wrong with you? Come on.
No, you burned down half the town because you talked to someone.
No, because I could not talk to someone.
Oh my
She's trying
goodness.
to protect the town, and you want her to let you talk to someone? Remember what happened last time, don't you?
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of the reason why Nuri burnt down like half the town is actually because of both reasons. She was able to contact Ami, but wasn't able to contact him a second time.
Yeah. Drama
So in
queen.
theory, as long as she doesn't do this a second time, we're good.
Thankfully, she's out of town, so the best that she can burn is a cactus.
Yeah, and Dusty, but that's less important.
Yeah, Dusty can isn't burned.
She could melt him. I'm not
I mean,
saying she would.
He doesn't have any replacement bandages currently. That's the issue.
He would be a walking metal man
Also,
Yeah.
instead of just a
Dusty,
walking
is he
pink
still
man.
pink?
Yeah, he's still pink.
Yeah, most of him is pink, but he does have like a burnt vest on and like a burnt pair of pants, but underneath is like pink
Pink.
bandages as well, or at least on top of it. Yeah.
Oh, pink Dusty. I love this. I want to see the fan art. Anyways. Okay. So with the low, so you say that message, and for a moment, there is a pause. Okay, I need to do one more high or low because there's two different reasons.
Hi.
Okay. Alrighty. Would you like to know the results of that roll?
Yes.
It was low. So, this is what you get that message, and at first you don't hear anything back. There is silence for a few moments. And then you hear almost this snarl on the other end of the line. Just for a moment. And you hear heavy breathing of I don't know if you can hear it, but and
So did you say anything with the heavy breathing, or was it just heavy breathing?
no, so there was a snarl and then heavy breathing and then couple moments again. And you hear in a very raspy voice, one that it sounds like they really need a glass of water, but just absolutely their throat is just ripped. It's just rubbed raw as I don't know if I can do it very well, but it just says, "Stop."
It just said stop.
Stop looking.
Oh, stop looking.
Quite
And
comforting.
this doesn't sound like Dane, right?
No, it doesn't. And then it cuts off.
Bro, you had
don't
like
hear him.
23 more words, random guy. 22 if we count the snarling and the breathing. Oh no, 21.
Whoa, but him replying actually.
Gives you 5 more research points.
Okay.
Should have stayed out of it, kid. Yeah.
I didn't realize this world had wiretapping.
Wiretapping. Yeah, I didn't know it had cops either. You were just saying cops, and I was just literally like sitting here like cops. I wonder when they got cops. They got that po-po.
So, because I've heard this person and have some information on what's happening just from research points, would it be feasible to reach that thing again?
Can you say that one more time?
So, because that thing spoke to me, would I be able to contact that thing with sending? Because I've heard it and it's like, oh, I want that person again.
I want that person. It would be tricky. What are the details on sending?
I thought you had to be quote unquote familiar with the
Yeah.
being, which I don't know if just hearing their voice would consider familiar.
Yeah, I would say yeah, because you do have to
But
be
it might.
familiar. I would say no. You wouldn't be able to target that person specifically.
Because the person doesn't actually have to know me. Like, so it doesn't have to be like familiar in that sense.
But you don't. I mean, you assume this is the Heralder.
No, because we know it's not the Heralder.
Okay, so
Well, she knows because she talked to her husband the night before, and it's not the Heralder.
I mean, I'll leave this up to the DM. I have my own personal thoughts, but I'll leave it up to them.
I would say personally, I don't believe you would be familiar because you would just barely only heard their voice. You don't know anything about them in regards to like looks, who they are, um, like anything about them other than this one voice that you've heard. So I would say that it's still a stranger.
Would I be familiar enough with the king of the Winter Court?
No,
No. Like,
no.
okay, what qualifies as familiar? Because he doesn't have to know me. Like, that's in the spell. They don't have to know you, like, familiar. But, like,
Hold
he's my
on, let me read the
grandpa.
spell again. I literally just pulled it up.
I can put it in.
Okay, you send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. The spells enable creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. So, yeah, it has the part of recognizes you as the sender if it knows you. And I would say you would still have to be familiar in the sense of like you have to know them. Like even if they don't
Like,
know
see
you,
them. Like, you have to have, like, a physical description of them. Like, know them. Because, like, I know he's the king. I know he killed my mom. He's pretty picky about keeping the blood pure.
yeah, but it's not like you've ever like met him or
Okay.
like you haven't even heard him speak or you just know of him. There's like a difference between knowing like more about someone. I would say you'd have to have at least like a little bit more of I hate to use this word of familiarity with them, just a little bit more than just knowing of them kind of a thing. In order to be familiar with someone, I would say you have to know their name. You would have to like have maybe encountered them before. Um,
So, seeing them in person and know their name. Maybe have heard their voice. You don't necessarily
maybe
have
have
to
heard their
talk to
voice.
them.
And you would have to know at least more facts about them, though. Because if it's just some random stranger that you see on the street and you figure out his name is John, I would say you have to at least know a little bit more about John. Is he a farmer? Does he have a family? You know?
Okay. Okay.
Because being familiar with someone is knowing a little bit about their, like, stitch about who they are kind of a thing, or at least what's going on in their life. To at least that's what I would consider as being familiar with someone. It's like I took a class with a bunch of people and I wave hi to them when I pass them on campus, but it's not like I really know them. But I took a class with them and I got to know them a little bit. Like
So if someone were to draw a picture of the person, tell me their name, tell me a bunch of facts about them, would I be able to reach that person? Not that I'm necessarily going to do that now, but I'm just like, would that work?
it's really hard because there's not that like in-person interaction. It's a really difficult like ruling. I would say you personally have to be familiar with them rather than someone explaining it to you.
So no hearsay, it has to be okay.
Yeah, it has to be you personally know them, like know these facts to be true. Not just saying, well, these are some things about him. It has to be you know these to be true because you went and did the research yourself, investigated kind of a thing.
Okay. Well, after that, hello, Emily.
Hi.
She'll go back and sit with Dusty. And just do her
Okay.
notes.
Alrighty. Hmm. Alrighty.
Actually, before we continue, high or low Nuri?
Low.
All the
Okay.
higher lows, guys.
I'm keeping my business going. What'd you say? Low? You said low? Okay.
Yes, sorry, I nodded. I
All
should have
good.
actually said it, my bad.
All good. Okay. Yeah, you come back. Dusty is he has his pet scorpion in his hand, and he is like he's like put it down as you're coming over. Seems like he's trying to feed it.
Okay. No, he won't say anything. She'll just sit down and start scribbling in her book.
Okay. Alrighty. I will say I do like Dane's comment that he said in our little chat here on the side. I would say familiar might equate to ability to recognize them. I do agree with that as well, you know, because like I was saying, like I'm familiar with people that I've taken classes with, you know, and because I got to know them a little bit more and like I know more about their situation, what they're studying, kind of a thing. I talked with them, encountered them handful, like bunch of times, and so I can recognize them when I'm walking down the street. So, anyways. Alrighty, with that, Douse, Amaris, you start coming up upon the divot.
Hey guys, how'd you sleep?
Oh, welcome back. He
Yeah.
shrugs. Fine.
So, I guess I should let you know the situation. The facts are, Nuri, you did burn down a good portion of the city, and there was charges to. They were searching for you, of course, and were going to at least have you pay reparations and work off your debt, help rebuilding. I managed to speak with Glixel as well as Varian.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Varian. I was able to change the sentence in a way. The debt has been paid, and your sentence is basically to search for a solution to these comas. So good news is cops are probably, the guards and everyone are probably not after you. That does not change public opinion though. So I don't know how easy it would be for us to get back into town. Us being Nuri, Dust, myself by connection to you because you were the one burned down the town and we're helping you get away from the town, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's the situation. If you do want to go back in, I suggest disguises because public opinion is not high on us currently. But
So
cops aren't after us and probably won't get arrested in a different town.
So you're telling me you were able to get the charges dropped? Well, effectively dropped.
Effectively, yes.
Dusty kind of he like nods. It's like, all right, well done.
I told the Tough Hammers that we probably won't be able to stop by for a while, so they want to see you, Dusty, if they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we should be returning anytime soon. If you guys have anything, you should take care of it now.
Well, if it's all right with all of you, I would like to at least go say goodbye to the Tough Hammers. I did tell them I would. And he just kind of is like, if anyone would like to come with me, then feel free, but otherwise I will be going on my own.
I think I should go say goodbye to Dane before we go.
Douse is going to look at Nuri to see if he can tell anything by her posture of how she's feeling or whatnot.
You notice that she's really just been in her book making notes and has a small smirk on her face. But that's about it.
Probably fine.
You're not going to go see Dane?
I don't have time for that. I'm very close to an answer.
Not ominous or creepy at all.
It's totally fine, you guys. It's fine.
How many research points are you at, by the way?
95. I only need 5 more. 5 more points, guys. 5.
That's quite exciting.
I need a library.
You want to know something really sad? Do you want me to make you sad?
What?
That high or low probably would have gotten you 5 points, and I rolled the opposite one that you called. So
Oh,
It's your fault, then.
maybe later. Maybe later.
Maybe
Yeah.
later.
maybe you need another conversation. We'll
The
see.
whole reason we can't resurrect Dane right now is because Dusty just decides to hold everything in. That's the whole reason.
So that is it's mostly because of the D20 I rolled the high number and you called the low one. But
Ah, the dice gods. Why did they do this?
It was the dice, I'm pretty sure.
Just makes the game go on longer.
Yep. Well, in that regard, Douse, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay with Nuri or head back with the rest of them?
Dawson said his goodbyes. He will walk up to Nuri and he's going to close the book gently and be like, listen, I understand things are going on right now, but don't do something you're going to regret. Go see Dane before you can't see her for a while. He doesn't take the book from you, but he just slowly closes it in your hands.
Nuri kind of like looks up for a moment and there's just like rage burning in her eyes. She looks down. Pulls her book kind of away. Respectfully, Douse, from what you just said, it would be a terrible idea for me to enter town.
The way you look now,
So,
but you
no.
can go in a disguise.
I'm not going. The town has nothing else to offer me right now that I need.
I won't force you. I just don't want you to have regrets in this situation. And with that, he'll just walk off to his own little area.
Nuri opens her book back up and
Dow starts watering his bracelet.
It is very warm.
Oh yeah, you think you could do your character tick thing? Watch this. Where's the water?
He doesn't have to hide it
Alright.
anymore.
How I imagine him watering his bracelet is he's got his endless decanter of water and he just sticks his hand in it.
That works. I was more of like he just flips it upside down, holds the lid on top of his bracelet.
Drink up.
Bottle feeding.
Bottle feeding the bracelet. Oh my gosh. Oh, alrighty. Well, Dusty and Amaris, you head back into town. And are you splitting off?
I think eventually yes, but for the most part they walk into town together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dusty turns into a scorpion once they're within just like an hour of town, and
Yeah.
just kind of like he explains to Mars. He says, "I'll be a scorpion while we're in there. I'll just sit on your shoulder or something if that's all right. Just drop me off at the
Amaris-
tough hammers."
Yeah, Amaris nods, and she is going to cast Disguise Self to disguise herself as a human with darker hair.
Okay. You may do so.
Just- I'll come over to Dane once I'm done. If you don't see a scorpion walking around, then assume I'm still talking to the tough hammers and come get me.
All right, I will.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna wait for her to find the wrong scorpion and bring that back.
What a scorpion, you guys.
What the scorpion back? Okay. So, what is the saving throw for that spell, Disguise Self?
For Disguise Self, let me put it in the chat.
Okay, and spell save DC is 14. Okay. Alrighty. So you head back into town. It also only lasts an hour, just so you know. Okay. So you head back into the tavern. It looks like the town square is bustling as it usually is. There are no fights or shouting as you heard earlier. Um, Tensions do seem to be very high. Um, and you head into the tavern and part ways with Dusty the Scorpion. Well, Dusty as a scorpion, not Dusty the Scorpion.
Yes, not to be confused with his pet.
Yes. Which, what happens to him when you wild shape? I just wonder.
Weird.
We
He's
won't.
secretly a familiar, and he goes into his own dimensional plane.
Some pocket dimension.
I
We
was thinking,
will one day
the
answer.
outside dust is like the skin that gets shed off of a scorpion. It's
He becomes one with the scorpion.
Really, Dusty is the one who goes into the pocket dimension, and then his scorpion is actually the one that's on Amaris' shoulder.
There we go.
I was also thinking if Amaris did bring back the wrong scorpion, well, I guess we have a third Dusty.
Third Dusty. Have them all be named Dusty. Okay. Amaris, you enter into the temple. You see it is actually bustling and busy, quite busy, with people kind of running about. You notice that there are a couple like volunteer um, menders and healers who aren't doing really much with magic, more with like poultices and different various things, treating a lot of different burns and twisted ankles and such that have been the people who have been injured from the night before. There's lots of coughing as people have been hurt from the smoke. You notice as you walk into the room that has all the beds, there's tons and tons of people that are just littering the beds that are injured or sick in some fashion. And you notice the main priest guy is very weary looking. There's sweat beading on his brow, and he's kind of pulling at his collar on his robe that he's got. As he just finishes, he brings his hands down, and you can see that they're visibly trembling as he heals someone. And their blisters, the blisters on their arm just start to fade and dissipate from their arm with this glowing light from there. And once the spell is complete, you see him very taking a shaky breath. And you can walk in. There's people running about, menders and sick people, the like.
She looks around, sees all these people who are hurt, obviously by the fire, and it is just like, I don't know if this would change Nuri's mind. Like, she's just thinking that. So she is going to go over to where Dane is and sit there for a bit. And from her pouch, she pulls out parchment and quill. She's actually going to start writing. I will send you what she writes down, Emily.
Oh, okay.
But after a while of sitting there, she is going to get up and ask if there's anything she can do to help.
Okay. And you said you're messaging me what you write down? Okay. And as you ask that, the priest says, If you can go ahead and start mixing some of the poultices over there, Betty will help you. If you just head over to Betty. And he points over at a very small green dragonborn woman, whose kind of her tail is kind of like flicking very sluggishly back and forth, as she's kind of in the corner with a bunch of different like poultices and everything, and she's like fiercely like kind of like smashing them up in a little mortar and pestle.
Yeah, she's going to go over and just be like, hello. May I help?
She turns over to you and she goes, "Oh, of course, you may help. I'll need some help. Oh, goodness." She wipes a little bit of sweat away from her brow. "Oh, goodness, I need help." And she shoves the mortar and pestle into your hands. She goes, "Grind that up. It needs to be absolutely pureed."
So Amaris is going to start mashing it, and as she does so, she's going to start singing a tune to ease the minds of the workers, the people who are injured, just everyone there.
Okay. Are you casting a spell with that, or is it just the tune?
For now, it's just the tune.
Okay. Roll performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Performance is like your thing.
Yes, it is. But now here comes the question: physical dice or digital dice?
Ooh. That is a very big question in this campaign.
That's a very big question. Let's go
I'm
digital.
I'm always partial to
Hey,
physical.
22.
that is a
Not
22.
bad.
That was a
Alrighty.
good choice.
Well, you start mashing it, and you can't really like mash and play. Are you whistling a tune or like,
No, I'm singing.
oh, you're singing. So there's no like instrument. You're just mashing and singing.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you're able to sing a very delicate piece, one that you learned home in the uh, back at your home in the Fey realm. Not Fey realm, sorry, Fey Wilds. One that you learned from over there that is very particular to that area. One that you know is very calming and soothing, and you begin this song, and you just notice as the menders, the healers, they seem to be taking deeper breaths. They don't seem as stressed and tired as they continue about their working, and you notice that there are several of the patients who have fallen a little more quiet. They're not as complaining and moaning and in pain. They seem to just be working with the menders more, um, and being able to have a bit of a respite from their pains and their worries and their sorrows. Alrighty. And as you're doing that, we are going to skip over to Dusty, who, as a scorpion, sorry, in our chat is just anyone else getting Disney princess vibes. So, yes, Amaris, the Disney princess, just singing away as she mashes a poultice. With that, we'll go to Dusty, who is in scorpion form, heading over to the top hammers.
Okay. So, Dusty, he like comes up to the door, which is massive compared to him right now. And he's going to give like a look around to make sure no one's around.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he like glances side to side,
Roll
Look it up and
perception.
down. Okay, let me see. Yeah,
That's a
8.
nat 1.
A natural 1 is an 8. That's kind of impressive, actually. Just
That is
saying.
really impressive, but
That's
still,
pretty
a nat
impressive.
1.
Also,
Oh,
You
Nuri,
think
sorry.
you think there's no one there?
Pretty sure there's
You
no
know,
one there.
you kind of like looked around to both sides. You're like, nobody there.
Yeah, pretty sure no one's seen me. Pretty sure no one's seen me. It's probably fine. Okay, so after that,
Then
Dusty
the heralder pops
is.
out and eats you. No, just kidding.
No! Oh no! Roll the dexterity saving throw. Was it above a 30? You lose.
No,
Oh,
I'm
sorry
just
to
messing
talk.
with you.
Who's the tough hammers?
Wait, who's Tax? So, Dusty is going to wild shape back into his humanoid form.
Okay.
Dropping his scorpion disguise, and he is going to knock on the door.
Okay. So you go back into your regular form and knock on the door to the Tough Hammer residence. And Rav opens the door. He opens it and he sees you and he looks a little surprised, then kind of quirks an eye at you, and then just a big grin kind of like crosses his face, and he goes, "Ah, Girth, sorry, Girth. I think I found where Tax's drapes went."
Dusty, he like looks down at his like tatters of the drapes, and he's like, people say it looks good on me.
Yeah, you look great, son. Come in.
He walks on in.
Alrighty, you come in, and just almost instantly, as you walk in, your leg is attacked by none other than Tax, who grapples
Oh.
you.
Oh no, I let her grapple me.
She's only able to reach around one leg.
He actually probably has a higher strength score than I do, which is kind of hilarious. But
That's
yeah,
pretty good.
he like she comes up and like just wraps around his leg, and he's like, "It's good to see you too, Tax," and like reaches down his arms to pick her up.
Oh, and she happily gets picked up by you. You also, as you look down to pick up Tax, you see the little piggy on the ground, and it's just going, just like snorting a little bit, and like kind of like happily walking around.
Nice. That was a
Um,
good decision. That was.
the very debatable, very
Before-
debatable
We
decision,
have talked about this. Yes.
even
Yeah,
out
he
of
like
game.
he like picks up Tax and just kind of like holds her in his arms and is like, "It's good to see you, Tax."
She gives you a very big toothy grin and is just snuggling into your chest. She's very happy you're here.
Like pats her head. He says, "Sorry about the drapes, though. I ran into an emergency."
She just smiles and she's like, "That's okay. Daddy said I could get new ones."
Oh, have you picked him out already?
No. I want them to have unicorns.
Ah, a good choice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dusty kind of like looks up towards Drav. He tilts his head towards him, and he's like, "If you need, I can pay it back. I
Drov waves his hand and he goes, "No, no need. You you all have been more than kind to us and helpful. This the least we can do is provide you with drapes." Seems to pause a little bit before he says drapes, but still smiling. You notice that Girth comes over. She comes over and just wraps you in a big hug, and she's like also kind of like taxes in the hug now,
Getting squished.
getting squished, and then drop some platinum. Get tax or unicorn drink. Okay. And
But good
Just
stuff.
Dusty and Douse unloading all their money on this family and this town.
Yeah, he eats some
take my
platinum.
money.
Good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys did give them a lot of money.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Yeah. Not 60 platinum, but but anyways, Drov just steps off. He's not getting into the hug, but he's appreciating seeing the hug. And I'm sorry, the comments are just so distracting. Can we start a charity to get tax or unicorn trade? Okay.
Agreed. That would be good.
Okay, everybody. If you want tax to get unicorn drapes, drop a tip. No,
If we can get 600 likes on this, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll make them magical. We'll find a way like color changing unicorn drapes or something. I don't know. That'd be fun.
If we get 100 likes on this video, she will get magical
Can we
drapes.
get 10,000 likes on this video? No. So Dusty, he's gonna say, yeah. Well, he's kind of like crunched up. He's like, well, it's good to see you too.
Girth lets go and kind of clears her throat a little bit. She goes, "Don't go scaring us like that. A big fire. We're worried. We're worried about." Why can I not do her voice? We're worried about you.
Yeah, it's all right. We were able to clean it up mostly.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Speaking of, that's what the drapes use them for. I ran into one of the buildings that was a flame. Got a cat out of there.
Oh,
But it's okay. Just the bandages. Just the bandages burned.
okay. That's good to know that you weren't hurt.
Yeah.
Holding you to that 100 likes on this video. Okay, yes, comments. 100 likes on this video equals a magic unicorn drape for tag. No
I
questions
see.
asked.
I see.
Okay, I relent. DM says that. Okay. Girth continues. She says, well, I've got some old clothes of Drov's that you could take with you.
I suppose so. I now know I probably should carry some backups. A little short-sighted by me, but
You never know until these things happen.
yeah.
All right. And she goes and kind of digs through some drawers. And you notice that, like, when she said that, like, Drov did not seem, like, concerned at all. He was just like, yep, like, that, let's do it. Yeah, take my old clothes. Um, and as she comes out, she hands you a set of clothes. And, well, more of, you're still holding tax, so she actually goes and she tucks it into your backpack. Um, you feel like she's tucking a couple things, a couple bulky things in there that you can't tell what they are. Because she's like back behind you and just like tucking it in. Definitely more than just like one set of extra clothes. Um,
That's probably fine.
yeah, it's probably fine. Um, but afterwards, she comes back around and she comes over and she kind of pulls Tax away for a second. And Tax kind of pouts a little bit and she's like, "Oh, you get your turn back." She sets Tax down and she gives you back another hug. Um, she kind of pulls away and she kind of just looks at you and looks up at you because technically you're taller than her. Um, not like by too much. She's like what, like 5'8", 5'10", somewhere around there.
Oh yeah, he's about a foot taller than she is.
Wait, you're like 6'8"?
6'7".
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so you're like whole head taller than her. Okay, okay. Um, she goes, Dusty? Sorry, Dusty,
Yeah.
you're special. Don't forget that. And you'll always, and she kind of waggles her finger a little bit at you. She goes, you'll always have a home here. You are a tough hammer, through and through.
Yep.
She smiles and then pats your cheek. She goes, good boy.
Hey, you've had a lot of people come from the desert to the town, haven't you?
Drav kind of pipes up and he goes, yeah, we've had a few.
Did you happen to come across a Mona by chance?
Mona. My notes are right here of Mona.
Mona
It's the
is
Jackaware.
the
The Jackaware lady?
leader. Yeah,
Ah, yes. Okay, I
was
wanted
the
to
name
make
she
sure.
gave us.
Yes. Goes, high or low?
Oh boy, let's go with high. Wait,
That's
let's go
what
with
Gert
low.
says.
Let's go with low.
Okay, it was low. Goes, yeah,
Not too bad.
I met her once in the town square. Had a couple other men and friends with her. Looked like they were a group.
Were they helping with construction or just bumped into?
Well, they were helping, but they had one of the houses that were burned from the fire last night. They were given one of those newly constructed ones. It's a little interesting. I think only one of them is a couple, yet they all live in the same house. It's very small. I don't really want to think about what that relationship is. It's like they're all like a pack, big family
Yeah.
pack, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
seem to be nice fellows. Haven't gotten to know them very well.
Yeah. Just be kind to them.
Oh,
I met them once. They're good
Oh.
people. A little rough around the edges, though. Make sure they don't get in any trouble.
will do. And then Girth pipes in. She goes, "I'll send them some bread their way today.
Good.
Tax, you want to come?" She leans down. Tax, you want to come deliver bread with Mom today? Why did Girth just instantly become British?
I don't know.
I don't know. Tax, you want to come deliver some bread with Mum today? Why do I keep saying Mum?
Mum.
I'm mixing accents.
Between
Anyway.
tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets. I'm half orc. Also, everyone, these are half orcs. It's a family of half orcs, and apparently the mom
Yeah.
keeps switching from British.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive.
She's half British.
She is. On her
Apparently.
human side, I guess.
Her human side's British.
Yeah. Tell him I said hi.
Will do. Will do. Uh, and Tax runs over and gives you another big hug. And Girth says again, she goes, Dusty, as much as you do look good in pink, I do suggest that maybe you switch them out. You wouldn't want to you wouldn't want to get those ruined. They're like nice ones. You want to save those for like a nice occasion?
I suppose so.
Like if you had like dress bandages, these would be the dress bandages. And then maybe you could get like maybe some like grungy purple ones or something for like everyday wear.
I just gotta say, I am now imagining us finishing this campaign. We go to meet the king or something, and Dusty shows up in his pink unicorn.
Do they have unicorns on them? I thought they were just plain
No.
pink.
They are just plain pink.
Oh yeah, they're pink.
However, the possibility of embroidering them is not 0. It's not 0%. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
I just thought it'd be hilarious. This whole like suit and tie event, everybody's around, dresses fancy, and then Dusty and his.
It's Dusty.
Dusty and his
gonna
nice
take,
pink bandages.
Yeah.
Girth continues a little bit. She's like, I mean, to be fair, I'm a little happy the last ones burned up because they were getting real nasty.
Yeah, I suppose so. And he kind of like, yeah, I think you're right. I'll make sure to cycle through some of this.
Wouldn't
Well-
want to ruin those. Those are taxes before, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want to get them destroyed.
Good reminder though. Good reminder of the tough hammers. And he puts a fist up to his chest, just gently. Well,
And Girth does the same, and Drav does the same, and Tax from where she's hugging you, she kind of like pulls back like on your leg. She like kind of pulls back and she puts her fist to her chest too.
yeah. Well, I ought to be off. I'm gonna be meeting up with someone. We'll be heading out of town pretty soon here. We have due to the fire and well, where it came from, we are gonna have to head out for a little bit. But we'll be back sometime. We're gonna go investigate a little bit about these comas, see what we can find. Suppose that's our next journey. I've never been outside the forest or the desert. Well, except when I was visiting Douse in the ocean monastery.
That
But-
was quite the trip.
It was. Either way, we'll see. It'll be interesting exploring. Get to learn about the new realms, new towns, cities. Yeah.
It'll be good for you, Drav says, to get out to explore a little bit of what this world has to offer you.
Yeah. If anyone comes looking for me, just if and he kind of like looks down. He says, "We've talked about my father a little bit before. I don't think I gave you a name or anything, but
Yes.
I did mention where he's from.
Down from Avalon.
Yeah. If you happen to see him, let him know what I'm up to.
Will do. Would you mind giving us a name so we can make sure it's the right person?
Yeah. His name is and he kind of like thinks for a second. Yeah. High or low?
Hi.
Roll for that. Just roll real quick. Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
It's kind of like it's Miles. Miles is his name.
Miles.
Yeah. He knows
Well,
spells and stuff, if that helps.
oh, all right. Well, I'll be sure to thank him.
Just keep that name between you three. It's
Will
important
do.
that you don't share that information with anyone.
Drav kind of holds up his hand and he just says, "Don't need to say any more, Dusty. We understand your privacy."
Nods. All right then. I'll be off.
And Drav kind of claps you on the shoulder before you head out, and he goes, "You're a good man, Dusty. Be safe."
Thank you. And he like looks down towards Tax and he says, "Before I go, how about one more drawing?" And he holds up a finger.
Tax gets very excited and just jumps up, and she goes, "Yes! Oh, I'll grab my colors." And she like runs over and grabs her colored pencils and some paper, and she like hurriedly like jabs the drawing table like out. She gets very excited. Some of the colors uh kind of like clatter to the ground as she like slams the little cup on the table and like slams the parchment down, and she's very excited. And you actually, if you look over, you can see Drav, that Girth has now moved over towards Drav, and Drav has his arm around her waist, and they're both just looking very fondly at at you two.
Nice. All right. Dusty's gonna wait there for Amaris.
Okay. So you start your drawing. Skipping back to um skipping back to Amaris, you are helping out. You've been able to finish the poultice you were making and help create a bunch of other poultices by just mashing. You're basically the mash person, kind of a thing. Um, you also have finished your letter. Where did you put your letter? Or are you just holding on to it?
Yeah, I just put it in my pack.
You put it in your pack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just now read the letter. Alrighty. Um, if you also would like to save that like in your character bio, that would be much appreciated as well to make sure that it does not get lost. Um, but with that, are you gonna just head on over to the Tough Hammer residence? Because
Yes.
time is drawing short. Alrighty. So you start heading on your way to the Tough Hammer residence, and with disguised self, nobody recognizes you, and you make your way over. And you hear some laughter coming from inside. Um, and are you going to knock or just open the door, or?
I am polite. I am going to knock.
All right, you knock. And the door opens to Drav, he looks like he's got a small little smile on his face. as he opens the door and he kind of like quirks his eyes a little bit, and then you see the flash of remembrance, and he goes, "Oh yes, one of Dusty's friends. I haven't seen you in a while. Come in, come in."
Amaris still has disguise self.
Oh, that's right. I
One
totally
for
forgot about that. So yeah, he goes, "Oh, can I help you?"
she's like, yes, I am looking for my friend Dusty.
Dusty, uh, some strange woman is asking for you.
Oh yeah. He like stands up from where he's drawing. And he comes over to the door and he's like, "Oh, yes. This is the friend I was talking about, who's coming to pick me up."
Ah, yes. It's not. This isn't Mona. I saw her before, so I was a little confused.
No, it's all good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we're all finished up here. So I guess this is goodbye for now. Maybe a little while before I come back.
What did you draw on your paper?
He drew a desert snake.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tax drew a picture of Pink Dusty, um, with
Let's go.
her as well, and you see that she's been like practicing her letters lately and everything, so it's just written up at the top, Big Brother Dusty. And
Dusty Oni-chan.
Oni-chan. And she goes up to you and she hands you the drawing. The little pig's kind of like snorting along behind her. But she hands you the drawing and she goes, "You better take this. You better remember and come back."
Dusty like kneels down in front of Tax and he says, "I would never forget." And he like takes the drawing from her and he looks at it and he says, "Huh, I do look good in pink," as he like rolls it up. And then
Oh, and she
he
goes, "Oh, wait, wait, wait. Stay there. Freeze." And then she runs back over to her bed.
he like stops almost mechanically. His hand has like it's like hovering over his bag. Um he's like reaching in at the same time, but he stopped like completely.
Just froze. As she runs over and you see next to her pillow, she kind of like grabs a little object. She crawls off her bed. You notice it's a little tiny box that has a little latch on the front. And she sets it on the table and she opens it up. And you know this as her treasure box. And there's like some really nice really smooth rocks in there. Some like there's one in there that's like pretty shiny that was like you and her had found together years ago, and like thought it was really cool, so you put it in the shiny in the treasure box. Um and there was a seashell that you had brought back for her from your trip that you had made to the water. Um there's all these little like trinkets in there. Um and she kind of like opens it up. Oh, there's also like dried uh plants, like desert like cactus flowers that's like in there and that is like withered away at this point. Um but she goes in there and she pulls out a purple braided string. Which is one that you have seen in there before, but you actually don't know the story behind it. Um and it's got like a little cheap blue bead that's like in between the braids. on either side, and she comes running over, and she comes, and since you're frozen, kind of like where it is, she goes to your wrist, and she like it's kind of small, so she has to tie it really tight on your wrist, but she ties it onto your wrist with a double knot. Frozen. Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
are you
stream.
unfrozen now?
She's back. She lives.
You froze
Okay.
for a sec.
Is the
We're
stream
we're
still up?
the stream is still up. It was reconnecting
okay.
for a second, and now we're back.
All right, not bad.
Alrighty, so Tax put the bracelet on your arm, and
Yeah, Dusty. He inspects it briefly. It's purple with a blue, with like
yeah,
a small blue stone.
yeah, like a
Okay.
cheap blue bead.
Okay. Okay, just writing that in. Okay. He looks at it and he says, "What is this?"
She goes, Nana gave that to me when I was years ago. I just want you to remember me. And you remember Nana is actually her aunt, which is Girth's sister. You met her briefly once, years ago. Um, like when you first like met the Tough Hammer family, you met Nana as well. But you knew that after that she had died. And she had passed on.
He says, "I see why it was in the treasure box." And he like looks at it for a moment, and he puts his other free hand on top of it, and he just kind of like feels it and looks at it, and he says, "It is perfect. I will accept this gift. Thank you."
She smiles and gets all happy, and she kind of taps her feet a little bit on the ground, just excitedly. And then wraps her arms, since you're down on her level, she kind of wraps her arms around your neck and just hugs you tightly.
He reciprocates the hug, and he says to her, "Stay safe, Tax."
She smiles and she goes, Aye, aye, Dusty. Gives a little salute.
All right. Well then, as the hug finishes, he stands back up and says, "Well, I'll be off then. Thank you all."
Tax
And
just goes over to the rest of her family as they all nod. They're all like Girth, or Drav still has his hand around Girth's waist. And Tax is now holding on to her mother's hand and the pig Pinky is just happily snorting at Tax's feet as they just smile at you.
good. And Dusty kind of like nods, and he goes by and he gives them each one last hug before he leaves, and he points firmly down at the pig and he says to the pig, "Now you stay out of trouble. I don't want to hear anything negative from Tax next time I see you."
Tax just laughs, and the pig just like sits on its rear end, and it just I don't know if that picked up, but it just
No,
snorts.
it's pitching. It snorts.
Darn it. Can't
He
pick up
like
my pig noises.
he nods sternly towards the pig, and then he stands back up, and then he begins leaving as he waves.
And they wave you off as Amaris is also following in behind, but there you go.
Good. Yeah. Dusty will then he kind of like puts one hand on Amaris's shoulder and then like hops a little bit, and then he transforms into a scorpion where his hand was.
Okay. you may do so, and you guys head back to the divot where everyone else is. Um, uh, Douse and Nuri, did you guys want to do anything, or were you guys just silent?
Douse would have made a comment about like just kind of going through the process of. I realize currently you're going through a lot. I'm not going to ask you to go into it, but do we have to worry about any other towns catching fire?
He just shrugs.
That is not reassuring.
Nuri, though, the entire time, if that's the only comment he makes, she does not say anything the entire time. It's just in her spell book.
He doesn't even know how to continue after that. He's like, I was hoping for a no. But no.
Okay. So anything else happening? Nothing? Okay. After a little bit of time, Dusty and Amaris come and return to the rest of the party. And it's like about 1 o'clock now. Greg, I just sent you a message as well.
Well, as soon as they return, assuming this note does not change anything, Greg, as soon as they return, Nuri would stand up and be like, all right, wonderful. We should really get a move on. I need a library.
Before we do that, we do all have a gift from the Tough Hammers. I had forgotten to bring this up earlier. You'd pull out the little package he had received last time and just kind of quickly unwrap it. Like, see what this is.
It's bread, isn't it?
The package
Just
from the Tough
saying.
Hammers. Oh geez, I have to remember. Because it was bread and something else.
Bread and there's more.
Bread and.
And
So it's a loaf of bread, and there was
Oh
something
wait,
else in
there's
there.
more.
Where did I write
A
it
jar of
down?
jam.
that's pig. There's bacon in there.
Jeez, where did I write it down?
Or maybe there's caramelized spiders. I don't know
Jeez.
what people eat in the
Oh,
desert.
I remember what it was now.
Crickets.
Crickets, caramelized crickets.
So there was a loaf of bread in there, as well as gloves for each member of the party. Since you're heading down, they figured you were heading down like south. So there's a pair of gloves that they got for each of you guys.
Okay. That's what
They're-
evenly distribute them all.
Okay, perfect.
Wonderful. Can we eat while we walk?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's go. She's gonna just start walking, whether people are following or not.
I feel like Nori's reaction is like when someone gets socks for Christmas.
Wow.
Like,
Dang.
thanks.
An avocado.
Thanks.
Just brings down to town, gets bread and gloves. I mean,
She's like, it's not a
okay.
good Christmas. Okay. And Greg, you got my message? Alrighty,
coal.
perfect.
At least that could start a fire.
Oh no. Alrighty. And you guys finally set off in a direction. Which direction? I do not know. Where are you going?
I think we should
Gunship?
first head back to Steel Glen so that we can give a report.
I could just send a message to her. Save us a lot of time.
That's fair. You seem to be on a bit of a time crunch.
Yes.
I mean, I don't feel like there's anything specific that we need to get from there. Do you guys?
Just a reward.
Just the reward money, but I think we're all right.
That can wait. For
Yeah,
a
we've
few
got
days.
food and clothing. We'll be okay.
We're going to the Versailles Dynasty next.
Sunshield.
Sunshield.
Sunshield first.
As they're walking, Nuri's going to just send a message to the head of the guild, which is not Nubian because he's not the head of the guild.
It's Dorothy. Currently.
It is Dorothy.
Yes, it is
Um,
Dorothy.
She's gonna send it to Dorothy. What did they ask us to do again? They asked us to deal with the
We were the-
Jackalers, right?
Yeah.
Jackalwares and gemstones.
Jackalers and gemstones. Oh, okay.
I was so excited for you guys to go to Deadstall too. It was a fun town.
Okay. 25
That's in the opposite direction.
That was where you were supposed to get the resurrection gems.
Well, what are they? The
Valkyries.
Valkyries, that's the word.
Yeah, they're headed
Yeah,
there.
going there. Okay, 25 words. This is what she sends as they're walking out loud so everyone can hear what she's saying. Jackalware is going there, right? Jackalware leader killed. Jackalwares probably gonna raid some towns.
You make it more hopeless.
Notify the
You're the shards
guards.
of hope.
It's because we're taking the hope with us.
I see.
Also-
That's true. Okay, notify the guards.
Take every shard that's left.
Or we're shattering it. We're shattering the hope.
We saved the Valkyries. One died. They went for gem in Deadstall. We're headed to Sunshield research.
There's a pause before you get a response. And you hear, appreciate the report. Um, we'll reach out to Valkyrie soon. We'll send new party to handle Jackalware threat of raids. Stay safe out there. Sincerely, Dorothy.
Didn't hear anything about us burning a town. Good.
Word
Nuri
hasn't
just
reached them
transfers
yet.
what they said.
Hmm?
Nuri just tells the party what was said.
Okay.
Okay. Seems like we're off the hook for now.
Yeah.
Off the hook. Alrighty. And you guys head on your way to Sunshield. Woo! So
Is
you
that
guys
progress? What's going on?
progress, guys. It's
Progress?
the progress counter's ticking.
Douse no longer trusts Nuri on her own, so he's going to be keeping an eye on her for the whole time, for a good portion of it at least.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be about a week of travel time to get to Sunshield. So, and you guys are gonna be traveling primarily through like plains and fields and stuff, until about halfway through, and then it's gonna be forests. Um, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do. Oh my! Oh, hello. Sorry, my roommate just came in. I'll come out in a little bit.
Jump scare.
No, you're good. Love you. Sorry. She opened up the door super fast and like came hurtling in, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so what we're gonna do? I need one of you to roll a d20.
I'll do it.
Roxy Bird,
All right.
yes.
Okay, I'm not that bad. All right, here we go. Baby dice time.
Dude, I literally just pulled out my baby dice.
Ah! All right, that is an 8.
8. Okay. Let me roll my d20. Okay. It's a 16. Alrighty. And one of the guys, roll me a d100.
Yes.
Now I'm worried.
Sorry, I almost never get to roll D100, so I'm really happy to do this. 41.
41. Okay.
Sorry, Greg, if you wanted to take that, but
Nah, you're fine. Yeah, I'm flexing the baby size of my baby dice though. So
I only have one size of dice.
yeah. Yeah.
Greg definitely has the smallest dice.
Okay, sorry. I need to pull out a specific. Okay. 1 second. We're almost there. Ah, there's the card I was looking for.
I actually have a D100, like a dice
Oh,
all
nice.
100
Pretty
sides.
good.
Ooh,
I only
okay.
had percentiles when I rolled.
Yeah, we have a bunch of funky dice at my house. We're dice goblins, but it's more than that. We're dice goblins beyond the normal 7. We've got a bunch of other ones too. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
time. One of these days we ought to do a dice walk show. What is that? Like boardwalk?
Show and tell.
Yeah, show it. Yeah, show off our dice. Like
Maybe
Maybe
for
we-
the next recap.
this.
Maybe we can do a video on YouTube. Have it be separate from this. Do a
That'd be
dice
fun.
walkthrough.
I like that. That'd be so funny.
That would be so fun.
That'd be so funny.
Then this video is sponsored by
Dice.
This video is sponsored.
Dice.
Wizards of the Coast. I don't know.
Someone want to sponsor us. Just kidding. Okay.
Hint, hint.
Sponsored by
Hint, hint, wink,
TBD.
wink.
To be determined.
Sponsored by that. Yes. Okay. Ready. So it has been about. I'm gonna say
30
it has been
minutes.
about no, 3.5 days. Okay, you guys have been traveling. Um, during this time, we're just gonna cruise by some of your travel time, and it's about midday. Um, on the fourth day of your travel, when you can kind of see the forest off in the distance. Like you can see it on the horizon. But what you do see coming along your path as you are kind of coming along the path, you see a trail of smoke off in the distance coming from a little cottage. Um, there's
I
a
immediately look at Nuri.
Nuri.
Yep.
I'm assuming, is it a cooking smoke or is it like a cottage is on fire smoke?
it is a cooking smoke out of a chimney in the cottage.
Everyone looks
Douse.
at me and then
Douse.
look to Douse. I'm like, I don't cook.
Sorry, I just saw the fire, the smoke.
Everyone has PTSD. Nuri. So you also see a giant like fenced area. Um, and what looks to be a bunch of um what you recognize as cockatrice with masks over their heads, kind of waddling around and in these in this giant pen. Um, you see someone working outside, this woman with big braided hair, uh, like a thick braid kind of trailing down her back, and she's wearing a little like Western hat kind of style. Um, as she seems to be lugging around a big sack over her shoulder. And you see his younger boy, about like maybe 13, kind of trailing behind her. Um, uh, he seems to be dragging this like little um, mini wagon, like a little mini wagon that's got a bunch of like a big canister in it, as they're kind of trotting along the edge of the fencing. And you guys are passing like by them on the road.
Nuri's just gonna stand to like walk on the side of the road and just keep walking. Not even like no interest, just walking.
Dallas would give like a little wave if they looked up at him, but he's like, oh, people.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay, you may do so. Um, she kind of waves back at you guys and like gives a thumbs up. She goes, "Where are y'all off to?"
Just over to Sunshield. Um, how's your day going?
It's decent, you know, just getting all the chores on the farm done. Uh,
Best of luck with that.
thanks. Quick question. Are y'all perhaps killers of monsters?
We have.
Kind
No,
of.
sorry.
We've
Nuri
killed
said-
monsters.
Nope, sorry, says Nuri. Well, kinda.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. I was just gonna offer there's a beast that's been nicking off my flock, and I mean, I was willing to pay if you guys were wanting to do that. But if you don't understand, got things to do, I guess I'll look and see if someone else can, maybe.
Amaris is going to lean over to Douse, and I'm actually going to message you privately this.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay. Hide it from the dungeon
Secrets.
master.
Ooh.
Also, for everyone who wants to see what a cockatrice looks like, this is the camera.
Pumpkin.
Oh no, it's not focusing.
So
It's kind of like a feathery, it's like a large dinosaur chicken with wings.
the epic stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said dinosaur chicken, and my first thought went to the nuggets.
Dinosaur chicken.
It's
It was
they
2 out of
turn
3
them into
words.
dino nuggies. That's what they do at this farm.
Yes.
Just kidding,
Good.
just kidding.
Cannon.
So Dusty, he kind of like turns over to Nuri and he says, maybe we should stop and help out.
Why?
He shrugs for the sake of helping him, I suppose.
We don't really have time for that.
Well, if you're sure, I will. I know we're under a time crunch, so maybe we could message someone from the guild, perhaps.
Do that.
She the woman kind of comes a little closer to you guys and she goes, "It's all right. Y'all don't have to. It's just thought I'd ask, you know. Uh
Do you know
I
what kind
will
of beast it is?
yeah,
Dust would come a little bit forward.
yeah, it's this darn manticore. Been picking off my flock.
Do you know where it currently is? If it's not too far off, maybe we could help out.
Likes to hide in those woods. I've tracked it back there, but not gonna lie, I'm not gonna face it myself. I don't have the
I mean,
means to kill a manticore. Plus, I'm the only one to look after him. And she nods at the boy, um, who's just chilling there, kind of like picking at the wood on the fence.
I mean, I won't speak for the whole group, but I mean, if everybody's, I'm okay with it. Are you guys good? And he
Nuri's
looks
just
over,
like, are you kidding? She's like,
and he
the
just kind of
saving
returns
day
the
will be
stare.
nothing?
He just kind of returns the stare, like, yeah.
Ooh. Nuri, high or low?
What do we have, Greg? Low.
I mean, that's what
Okay,
continues.
so
Like,
with that was it Nuri's comment? You can kind of see Amaris just kind of like takes a deep breath and it's just like, yes, that is important. And like, it is very important to me and to you that we figure this out. But if you were in trouble with your child, you want someone to help you.
I am in trouble with my child. I didn't want to help me. Therefore, we should keep going. I'm literally in that situation right now.
I understand that, but sometimes it's good to take a quick breather. I am concerned about your health.
You're concerned about my health, so let's go face a deadly beast? Wow, that makes great sense, Douse.
Not your physical health. Your emotional and mental currently. You could use a breather.
I can set fire to a forest as well. Oh, what a great idea. I'm down. Let's go set fire to the forest. She just crawls. She does not look happy.
Douse will just kind of like turn back to her, not sure how much the person has heard any of this.
Oh, the
We'll take
person's
care of
heard
it.
all of this. So
We'll take care of it.
Um,
We could use a breather and a distraction at the moment.
alrighty. Well, all right. Well, would you like information? Would you like to come in for tea? I mean, it sounds like you're in a bit of a rush. Are you sure?
Ma'am, when we're talking about reward, to be honest, we don't need money. So, do you have horses and a carriage or a cart that a horse can pull?
Well, I've got 2 horses, but the lad and I go around and we herd the cockatrice with the horses.
No horses.
Would you be able to give us a ride over to Sunshield, or how far off are we? I guess that's the big question.
You're about 4 days walk.
How far by horse?
How far by horse? Depends on how hard you're riding. If you just go at a regular pace, I mean not a walking pace, but about a canter, you'll probably make it about 3 days. You go full gallop, you cut the time by half, you'll be very saddle sore by the end of that. But here's a thought. We could maybe figure out some way to drop you off to make it a bit easier. We can
Sure.
attach we have a small carriage, well, not carriage, a wagon. Could bring you guys
That would,
into town.
that would actually be very wonderful. At
And
the
with
very
that,
least,
Amaris is going to look over at Nuri and just be like, "So, what is your choice? You can join us in this, and maybe even get there faster, or you can go at the pace you're at right now."
Well, I'm not going to leave you and Dusty to fight a monster alone. That's just ridiculous. Wonderful, ma'am. Great. Can you tell us exactly where this is? We do not have time for tea.
That's all right. I admire someone who likes to get a job done. Ah, well, if you head back in that direction, and she kind of points about south behind her farm towards the woods. Well, the yeah, it's about 2 hours head to get to the or sorry, not 2 hours, an hour to get to the tree line. And from there you'll see the trail. I tracked it down to a cave back there, underground. Didn't dare go in, but
All right. And there's only one?
from what I know,
Wonderful. Well, who wants to lead?
I'll take the lead, unless anyone's opposed.
I'm gonna send Houdini in the direction she said just to keep a scout out for us.
okay, will do. You can do that. As you start to like make your way past the farm, you can hear the cockatrice as they're like chirping and making noises in the farm. And you see that the lad kind of goes up to the woman and he's like, Ophelia, can I go? I want to go with them.
Nuri turns around and she's like, no. No kids. No.
And
Immediately shut down.
Ophelia goes, I'm with the woman on this one. Can't go hunting down a manticore with them. Sorry, they all turn British for some reason. I'm not even British. You can't go hunting down a manticore with that one. With them. He goes, ugh, you never let me do anything. He kind of,
Is this the same kid from the Goblin Camp? I'm just curious.
no.
Okay.
You guys
He
have
has
seen
the
these
same attitude.
You guys have seen these people before, though.
Yep, I have it in my notes. They
Oh,
crossed
yeah.
the road with their cockatrices, and we learned about the farming of cockatrices. And this is actually a common thing in this area.
You
And we
ready?
never got their name, did we?
Nope.
No, it was just a passing. Like they were with their horses, rounding up the cockatrices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, with that, you guys can head off. Off in the direction. All of you, if you could roll a d20 for me and tell me who has the highest result.
Any additions to it?
Nope. Just actually add your charisma modifier to it.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Amaris is like, yes.
Yes. Charisma is my thing.
Your
I got
thing.
a flat 19.
Flat 19. Okay. Alrighty. Sierra got a 17. Greg got a 7. Megan got a 15. Okay, well, with your 19, Douse, the kid does come up to you. And he goes, hey,
Hey, what can I
while
do for you?
while you're out there, he goes, I swear I saw a hippogriff in there. If you find it in there, you should bring it back. I want to tame it.
I don't know if that's possible. They fly.
But still, that would be so cool to have a hippogriff as a mount.
Not wrong.
Throw
How
his
in
Hagrid.
this is in this society, how common is it for hippogriffs to be used as mounts?
You've like heard of it before, but they only like are mounts to people who have like honor or like who show respect to them.
Tell you what, if I find one, I'll see what I can do, but it's up to your mother on whether you can keep it.
She's not my mom, but yeah, okay,
I mean, it's a big responsibility. You need to have a place to keep it, you know?
yeah, I guess.
But if I can, I'll at least try and help you to be able to see it and maybe interact a little bit.
Awesome. Uh, and Ophelia just calls out and she goes, Silas, get back over here. You gotta water them. He goes, duty calls. And he kind of gives like a little one-fingered salute and kind of like waddles back over. Or not
Just
waddles, meanders.
Douse is banking on the fact that he's probably not going to see the hippogriff, but
You never know. You never know. Alrighty. You guys head off.
Towards the killing of thing. Woo.
our first combat in how long?
I know, I was like, get combating, guys.
I mean, I guess fighting could be a combat.
Yeah, it was like a skills thing. Anyways.
So Ophelia and Xylus, right?
Silas with an S.
Silas. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Roxy Bird, you killed me with that bro is Hagrid comment. Like, he's a mini Hagrid, he'll grow up to be Hagrid. Canon, I should have named him Hagrid. Okay,
How do you
alrighty.
spell cockatrice?
You guys head over to the forest. Houdini like you can get notified from Houdini that there is a huge section of trees that have just been like marred by claws, and there's like spikes and stuff, like not like spikes sticking out of the trees, but like marred by like spikes and claws and stuff.
I'll transfer this information to the party.
Hargrid for copyright purposes. Okay, okay,
Nice.
Roxy Bird, because of you, his name is Silas Hargrid, and then his last name, which I'm not gonna look up right now.
Fantastic. Got the middle name. Well done.
There we
Uh,
go.
How do you spell his name?
Silas for his first name.
Yeah.
Silas.
Silas. Got it.
Yeah. Silas and Ophelia.
So
Alrighty. Yep.
we are close then.
You definitely see the marks of him coming in and out of like the woods at this point.
Okay. We'll still have to track him forward.
Are there any fresh tracks signifying like he was recently around here, or
Roll survival.
that is a 14.
Okay. With that, you can tell that the marks from this are just about, or you find that there are like some paw prints in the earth in the ground. They look to be about a day old. And they go deeper into the forest.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it's home right now, guys, but I think it might be that direction. You point towards where the feet were headed. Do we want to set an ambush here, or do we want to try following it?
Well, if we try following it, chances are we might find it faster. If we set up an ambush, we're probably waiting, but I do have a good spell for an ambush.
Then let's just track it. Save time.
Might as well. We're here.
All right. I'm just gonna check inside the cave just to make sure. But
Oh, you guys didn't make it to the cave. You guys were at the entrance of the woods.
don't know why I thought we were at the cave. Okay.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I should have explained that better. So yeah, so you guys can track the paw prints. It's actually fairly easy. This creature is not like trying to hide its prints. It just in and out.
Everything Douse just said seems weird now.
Ah, you're good. So with that, you guys can follow the tracks that lead you down to a small, you can definitely see the opening of the cave, and it looks more like cave is a bit too gracious of a word. It's more of like a overhang in the earth with like a divot underneath. A deep divot, but not like a very depth filled cave.
It's not a cavern.
And what you hear as you're coming up closer is these deep, snarling snores, basically, from like a big lion. like a. You can't hear it. It's not picking it up, but it's like a lion that's snoring. It's not like a weird looking cliff. So what it is imagine like the ground, and there's like a small like bump in the ground, or not a small, a very large kind of like bump in the ground, and you could see that the ground in front of it like goes down into what looks to be this big like just kind of indent cave. So it's not like it's in the side of a mountain or anything. It's in the ground, kind of a cave. And so the ground just kind of lowers a bit into there. But the roof of the cave is kind of level with the forest level.
So
Does
kind
that
of like
make more
a
sense?
rabbit burrow or something.
Yeah, almost like a rabbit burrow, but like bigger. Or like a hobbit hole, but not as well established.
Well, that sounds like a lion. We found the wrong animal. Let's go back. No. Just to annoy Nuri even more.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the front of it's a lion or something. Got some kind of claws, some kind of growl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's asleep, so perfect. Let's go ambush it.
Yeah.
Okay, but first, Amaris is going to look around for a stick on the ground, pick it up, and she is actually going to start. Let me take a look at this real quick. She's basically drawing something on the ground. If I can remember which spell it is. It's not that one, not that one, not that one. Nope. 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 Here we go. So yeah, she is going to be drawing some kind of glyph on the ground.
Okay.
While she's doing that, Nuri will cast Mage Armor on herself, and then immediately afterwards cast Summon Undead.
Mage armor and summon undead. Okay.
And once Amaris is done with the glyph, she's going to be like, okay, so if this thing is still alive after you guys attack it with an ambush, try leading it over to me, and as she points to the glyph, you gotta stay
Do you guys see the
at
map
least
with
10 feet away.
the cave
Yes.
entrance? If you could draw your glyph on the map where it is.
Okay, so if they're back here, Mars is going to draw the glyph. We're gonna do this. If I remember, yeah. Oh, that is a square. Freehand. There we go.
So, just clarifying, we got this close without startling the man score or anything, right?
I just kind of tossed you on there. Here, let me bring you guys a little ways back.
Because I was like, I mean,
Okay, is there a way to erase this then?
Here, I can delete it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you guys are about this close without waking it up. Any closer, you'll have to roll stealth.
my thought is if we could send one of us, I could go up there or Dusty or someone to startle it, but I think it might be better to fight it over here in the open. I mean, there's space here to fight. I don't know. I guess manicores can fly. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? We could try fighting inside the cave.
There's not
Well,
going to be a lot of room in the cave.
That's
So
true.
that might make it easier for that thing to attack multiple of us at once. If we bring it out into the open, that would give us more range for any range-based spells.
Would
This is
send
my
in-
really crappy drawing of the outline of the cave.
Okay, that's about what I figured with the terrain.
Yeah, and the oh whoops, I kind of messed it up. Messed up the entrance. So I'm gonna redraw it.
No, it's that sharp.
Is that sharp? No. Okay, there we go.
Good. I could send in a bunch of big handful of sturges. Yeah. Little flying, almost mosquito-like creatures. When they latch on, they stay on unless something swats them off. Usually they're pretty squishy and not very hard to deal with, but when there's a lot of them, and with my magic I could buff them up, it might be a little bit harder to swat all of them off.
Whap. Swap them all.
So I suppose I
mean-
could send in a good 8 of those, and then we can catch it as it's flying off.
True.
We could also lure it out and have this be the second part. That way we can get the glyph as well. And he kind of like gestures towards where the glyph is.
I mean, I could also. I think we should spread out here. But if we could get someone on top of the burrow, we could get him as he comes out.
Sierra, I gave you control over the ghost token.
Hold on.
Okay. So you guys are sitting out here making this plan. I need you to roll stealth for me right now.
Oh boy.
10.
10 for Dusty.
I need to make sure if I have any additions to this. Please. Okay. That's an 8.
8. Okay.
I rolled a 6, so
4 for Nuri.
that sounds better.
I'm done rolling online. I'm only doing it in person from now on. This is ridiculous.
And 4
gosh.
for
Relative
Taught
unity.
Online
4 for
only.
Amaris.
I was gonna say, like, it sounds fitting for Nuri to just kind of be done with it and not trying to be stealthy. But then Amaris.
Everyone was just like talking about like what should the plan be? Like maybe we just ambush it, maybe we go on top. Megan's kind of humming a little loud with her like glyph drawing and just like everyone's kind of like talking over each other, and you hear the growling stop.
Well, it's awake.
Planning time's over.
Roll initiative.
All right, no more online dice.
No more.
I'm with Sierra on this one.
So I want to double check something with Eldritch Blast. It says that I get a second beam at 5th level. That's specifically my Warlock level, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to double
Alrighty.
check the word.
Did anyone get higher than a 20 on their initiative?
Ooh, hold on. I gotta add my initiative numbers.
Got 13.
I got exactly 20.
Okay.
Unless you want me to roll online.
Oh no, you're totally fine.
Okay, I just didn't know if that would automatically send me to the
This
turn
one got
order.
a 20. Oh wait, no, it was 22. Okay,
He's faster than
Nuri.
me.
Nuri got a 6. Um, Douse got a 20. Amaris.
Okay, just out of curiosity,
He
what
got
would I have gotten if I had rolled online? Not too much better.
Still better though.
Better, but not too much.
Okay. Alrighty. First up, it is the Manticore's turn. Alrighty. And it is going to okay. It is going to come. You can't quite see it too well from where you guys are positioned because you're coming from above. But it is going to shoot out 3 hail spikes. Amaris, does a 13 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I know that hits Douse. I rolled an 18 pluses. And Nuri, does a 15 hit you?
Sadly, yes, it equals my mage armor.
Okay. All of you are getting hit.
I will deflect missile.
Oh, you were going to deflect missiles. Okay. Well, I'm going to do damage for Amaris, and then I'll do you, and we can deflect missiles, and then I'll do Nuri. As 3 tail spikes come shooting from the entrance of the cave. Amaris, you're going to take 5 points of piercing damage. Okay. All right, Douse, you are going to be taking 7, but with your deflect missiles.
2 plus 5. So that's 13 decreased.
Alrighty. Well, so you catch it. You can catch it if you would like.
I will spend a key point to throw it back.
Oh, like right now?
Yes.
Oh, dang. Okay, so you catch it and you throw it back. Roll the hit.
You can catch the missile. All right. Oh, that's going to miss. That's a 4, and I don't know what I'm adding to it. But that's a 4.
Yeah, it's just a regular monk weapon when you throw it back.
Yeah, so it'd just be dexterity add. That
Yeah, and
misses
proficiency
though.
as well.
Yeah, that's going to be an 8.
Yeah, so you
No, it's
throw it back.
9.
You catch this deftly. You kind of like dodge out of the way. It was like going for your shoulder and you just catch it. So you come from underhand and you just catch it. And then you go and you throw it back and it just like goes like 2 feet in front of you and just plops in the ground. You do not know how to throw a very good tail spike.
I've only ever caught one once, and that was right now. So
Yeah, there you go. All right, Nori, you are going to be taking 6 points of piercing damage.
Cool. And then I have to roll concentration for my undead friend.
Yes. Which it would be a 16, right? Because it's the amount of damage as well added?
No,
Or
no. It's the damage or 10, depending on what is higher.
okay, so it's just beating a 10.
Okay. I'm gonna try a different dice. Which is not my friend. I'm just having really bad luck tonight, okay?
Oh no, what'd you roll?
Let me just check my modifier real quick.
I'm telling you, Nuri is out of her mind with anger.
You know, that must be it. She's just really annoyed.
What'd you roll?
Well, it's definitely below a 10. Even with
Alrighty.
I rolled a 2, and even with modifiers, it's not enough.
Very sad. So unfortunately, your ghost friend does disappear. I'm just gonna move him off to the side though. Are you going to be resummoning him?
No.
Okay, then I'll delete him. Okay. And with that, that was all of the actions for his turn. We go to Douse.
So it is not outside of the thing yet, right? Or the cave.
No, it is not outside of the cave yet.
Okay. Douse will run up to the top of the cave. I believe that's just 30 feet,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, you can run up top.
Yeah. And he will. He's not inside of the creature anymore, is he?
What?
Can the creature see him from above?
No, it cannot see you. You do notice that, like, the ground is soft where you're standing, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna give way, like, at all. Like, it's just like soft moss all over.
Okay. Douse will hold his action to tackle it when it comes out to hopefully try and keep it from flying off.
Okay. Alrighty. Your action is held. Dusty, your turn.
And that the trigger will be
Oh.
when it comes out of the burrow.
Okay, yeah, trigger. So if it comes out of the burrow, or when,
Douse
you
will
will.
jump on the back and try to keep it on the ground as best he can.
Okay, perfect. All right, Dusty, your turn. Nuri, you're on deck, so get ready.
So what we're gonna do is create. Let's see. We're gonna cast the conjure animals spell, and we're going to use this to conjure 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower, and so we're
Okay.
going to conjure 2 giant spiders.
No. Why do you do this to me, Greg?
Listen, it's the most effective one. What
Probably
else
another
am I
hour.
supposed to do?
Fine, I'm
Okay.
giving you my derpy spider.
No.
Give me the derpy spider.
Oh,
He's
thank
my
you.
favorite one. Okay.
Perfect.
So,
Okay.
they each. So
Okay,
what we're gonna
I've given
do
you
is
control over the spiders.
Fantastic. So he's going to conjure them. He can conjure them within 30 feet. So he's going to put one over there. Actually, within 60 feet. So he's going to put one on this side and one on the other side, like so. He sets them outside the entrance.
Are they size medium or size large?
These are size large creatures.
Okay, so large will take up bigger space.
They are giant spiders, you see. Also, they have 26 plus 8 hit points, so that's 34 each. I'll put that in their stuff. After he does this, he's going to cast his
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Because you can't cast 2 spells in one turn.
Oh yes, he's using a bonus action as well.
Well,
And
so
he's going-
even with a bonus action or action. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is a feature though. It is not another spell.
so it's not another
Yes.
spell, it's a feature?
Yes. So he's going to use his spirit totem feature as well.
Oh, okay.
This will use his bonus action, and he is going to summon a hawk spirit.
Okay.
The infrequently used hawk spirit, one of my favorite ones. And he's going to summon it just on top right there, as to make it so the aura will hit his spiders and Douse.
Okay, let me get you a little hawk spirit.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see, that is 30-foot radius around the point. So yeah, on top of there, it should easily be able to hit everyone here. Good. And he is going to call out to
Okay,
his
I gave you control to
Nuri-
it real quick.
Oh, perfect. Put that up there. So, he is
Wait,
going
what's
to...
the radius on it? 60 or 30 feet?
It is 30 feet.
Okay, I'll add that. Sorry. He is going to what?
He is going to then declare to his animals. He's going to say, I believe it's, yeah. It also, I should roll initiative for them as a group. Any verbal commandments you issue to them. So he's going to say, when the manticore comes out of the den, try to hit it with your webs.
Okay.
They're going to prepare themselves to shoot webs to try and capture the manticore if it comes out.
Alrighty. And they act on your turn?
Yes, or I can roll an initiative for them.
Alrighty.
Whichever you prefer. Whichever is easiest.
Let's just have them act on your turn.
Sounds good.
Okay. Nuri, it is your turn. Amaris, you're on deck.
Sorry. Okay. So Nuri is going to walk 20 feet. And she's going to throw a chromatic orb of fire at the, what is this called? Manticore. That's the word.
So it is under like half cover.
It's half cover. Because it's inside.
Yeah, it's inside.
Then second thought. Well, okay, now his bird's inside. Is your bird inside or above it?
It is above.
She's gonna instead cast a flaming sphere and just throw it into the opening because it's just a ball of 5 feet of fire that just sits there.
So you're just like underhand pitching it in.
Yes. So,
Okay. Roll to
She
hit.
did say she would set the forest on fire.
she did warn you. She's actually gonna do this at 3rd level. And so if a creature is within 5 feet of the sphere, it must make a dexterity saving throw. And I can move it to like ram into a person. So it's not to hit, it's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. It
So
has
she's just like throwing it in to like slam into the creature.
Okay.
And like it's gonna just sit in the entrance so it can't get around the fireball.
He nat
Easily.
one.
Oh my
Alrighty.
gosh, that's hilarious.
So he just critically failed on his dexterity saving throw. He was not expecting a fireball to just come in. Firebolt.
And it stays there for a minute. And I can like move it around and stuff, but it's gonna like just be sitting there in its den. Okay. So 2d6, but I did it another level, so it gets another d6. Okay. 3d6. Ho, ho, ho. 12, and then, wait. 17 points of fire damage.
17 points. Dang. Okay. Oh, let me get his health in here.
And it's pretty much just sitting like right where that bird would be, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna put a
Trying to
little.
block the entrance.
We'll put a little fire guy there.
And it takes up all 5 feet. It's like 5 foot. It's just ball of fire. And it also ignites any flammable objects not being worn or carried, by the way. So
Okay, well
I
there.
might actually burn down the forest.
Well, thankfully it's a little mossy and damp over here. So
I am so lucky right now.
yeah, you are very lucky. You really like fire.
Part of me wonders if this is Nuri trying to get at Douse for taking her away from her quest. With Douse being right next to it as well.
Well, the fire's in the cavern. Douse, you're on top of the thing.
True, but I also sense she wouldn't be upset if he caught on fire just a little.
She'd probably be like, a little singed. That's okay.
He's practically water.
He
Practically.
can douse it. It's fine.
Okay. Alrighty, so you did your fire damage. Okay, I am going to give you also control over this token. Okay, I gave you control over the token. Alrighty. With that, we go to Amaris. It is your turn. Manticore on deck.
All right, sweetness. I have planned this whole thing out.
Oh, goodness.
So to Nuri and Dusty, since they are the closest ones, she's going to say, stay at least 10 feet away. And then she is actually going to move right on. Oops, I am still in drawing mode. She is going to move right on top of this glyph, and she's going to call out to the Manticore and just be like, "Hey, fresh dinner for little kitty!" as she casts vicious mockery.
Alrighty, is that a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. He rolled a 16.
Oh.
So he does save.
Okay. He's like,
But you know what? I just need to get his attention, really.
He
Alrighty.
actually likes being called little kitty.
Wow.
But after that, I am going to prepare an action to use Misty Step if he comes charging at her.
Well, the only thing is that you used your action for vicious mockery. Is Misty Step a bonus action?
Well, I'm not doing a bonus action. It is a bonus action actually, but I'm more setting it up as like if something happens, then this.
Yeah, and technically doing that is a prepared action, which would take an action. But since it is a bonus action, like Misty Step itself, I'll allow you to do it for this. Since you have a bonus action, so I'll allow you to do
this is gonna be epic.
Alrighty. This is gonna be pretty cool. Alrighty, let's see. High or low? Is he bothered by the fact you called him a kitty?
Let's go high.
How willing is he to run through fire?
Alrighty. I mean, the fire did just burn him. He doesn't really want to stay in the fire. Alrighty. With that, it is now his turn. Alrighty. And he is going to move out. So that's 5, 10, 15 to come right here. And I know there were a lot of held actions.
Ooh.
So first things first, we're gonna do. So he only moved 15 feet, so that's literally only half of his walking speed. Okay, so we're gonna do Douse first. Then we're gonna do the spiders. And I think that was all the held actions.
Yes.
Okay, Douse.
Outside of the missing stuff, but yes.
You may grapple him. All right, roll athletics.
Where? There it is.
And he's also rolling his strength.
Okay, that is a 10.
Yes, you jump on his wings and he just throws you off with an 18.
It must have been that soft roof. I just didn't get enough, forward
Yeah.
momentum as I jumped.
It was the moss. It just didn't give you enough. It
The
was
sun
just
was in his eyes.
yeah,
it's,
the sun was there.
The stars were in alignment.
You just
Did I land
bounced.
it?
You just bounced off of his wing and just like kind of like rolled off into the mossy ground. So you weren't injured, but now you are right here.
Yeah. And I'm probably prone, aren't I?
Yes, you are prone.
Boo.
Alrighty, now the webs.
Okay, so this is how this is gonna work. Using the hawk spirit, I am giving one of my spiders advantage. So
Okay.
this is the first spider's web attack without advantage. And we're gonna make sure I have okay. Without advantage, 12. And then the other one's gonna make an attack with advantage with a 16, then a 20. So
Okay, so
20 is
dirty
the
20.
highest roll.
So the first one misses. The second one does hit.
Okay. So when a creature is hit with my web attack, he is automatically restrained by the webbing. On their turn, they can make a strength check to try and break free.
Okay.
But otherwise, they are restrained until it is broken free from or destroyed.
Okay, and since it is technically the Manticore's turn, he can try to break free.
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to try and break free from the webbing with a 19.
Will break free, but he does not have an action anymore.
Okay.
It got absorbed by the webs.
I was being prone to saved.
Spiders.
Douse just like whoo, and then right as like he bounces off, two webs come striking over. So like Douse, like the webbing that hit came from the spider right next to you, and it just like shot like as you were falling, you like could feel the like webs, like the breeze of them flying past your head and onto the
The
manticore.
slow motion. As it,
Yeah.
like,
There
goes
might be a
past
few
his
like
face, and he's like,
stray
"Ooh."
things of webbing in my hair that just
Yeah.
where when you walk through spider web that just kind of like ew.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of it.
That'd
and
be
now
so
you're prone
funny,
on the
actually,
ground.
to see. That'd be amazing.
And the Manticore does miss his action. Let me see if he's got. Yeah, because he can't take the multi-attack action. So that is his turn. Wait, no, he can move. Still. He's gonna go 15. Wait, 10, 5, 10, 15. Right here.
Just seeing Megan with her hands together. She's got a plan.
I'm in the way.
Yeah, Nuri, you are in the way.
I am right there.
Douse, it is your turn.
Okay, Nuri, I have I have taken into consideration. You are right there. I have thought about this.
Well, Nuri is before you, Amaris.
Yeah,
So
I know. But if the Manticore had come straight for me, I have taken into account Nuri is right there. I know what I'm doing.
It's okay, guys. She burned down a town. It's okay if we kill her. It's fine.
It's fine. She's like, she could die.
She can
Okay.
die. It's
Next
fine.
to burn down the town, Amaris. If
it's
Nuri
close enough.
dies.
Douse is going to run up to it
Okay.
because he still has, I think, 5 feet after all that movement of standing up, running.
Yeah, because it takes half your movement to stand up, so you have 15 feet.
Yep. And that was 10 to get to where I'm at. So Douse will go forward, and I guess he's just going to start punching.
Arson
He can
runs in this
punch.
family. Alrighty. Go ahead and punch him.
Okay.
Yes, arson does run in the Tamaron or the Leodon family line. Apparently.
And I get to do 2 punches, I think, just regular. Double checking because I haven't fought with a monk in just a second.
You should be able to do 2 punches, like a extra attack.
Yeah. Extra attack. There it is. Yep. Just wanted to make sure because I'm always like, I don't want to be wrong.
I'm currently playing a ranger in my Thursday night sessions, so I get an extra attack. I usually play like spellcasters, so I was like really excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I get attack more than once."
I know, it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a nat 1 for the first, and then the second one is
A nat 1?
a nat 1.
Hee hee
Add it
hee.
to the
The
board,
second one
hooray.
looks like a 15 to hit.
15 does hit. So, first off, with your nat 1, you kind of get up, you have to like kind of shake yourself off. You're a little disoriented from like smacking against the manticore's wing. But you're like, nah, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. So you run on over, and it's like you almost have like blurry vision. Like you're still like shaking off the like fall, the tumble.
It is the
Um,
most ungraceful thing you guys have ever seen.
yeah, exactly. Very ungraceful. Also some of the webs are like dangling in front of your face, so like it was a little like hard to see, so you tried to punch and you just completely missed. And you just ended up punching some of the spider webs that were like caught in your hair. Um, and then with the second punch, it lands true. Roll your damage.
Right. That's 8 damage.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, kind of what happens is like the first one whiffs, and then as he's going, he's like falling down because of the whiff, and he gets him with his foot as he's going down or something,
Uh-huh. Yes.
but he still falls down.
Oh, you're falling prone again?
Unintentionally, but I'm just saying because of the nat 1, like he was so
Okay.
disoriented, he just
So disoriented, you just completely fall and biff it again. You guys all just watch as Douse just cannot stay on his feet.
that's how ungraceful this was.
Isn't that like 2 nat 1s? Oh no. It like in a row? No, it was just no, because it was a 10 on your grapple.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, with that, we're going to go to Dusty.
All right. Very cool. So Dusty, first, the webs are a recharge feature, so I have to roll to see if either of them recharge their web feature. I
Okay.
roll a d6. If it's a 5 or a 6, it recharges, and I did not roll either of those numbers.
Okay.
So now Dusty is going to walk. Oh, let's see. I guess there's that place. Yeah, he's going to hold out a hand, or hold out his new staff. He's going to focus his magical energy through it to cast Ice Knife.
Okay.
He's going to cast it. I believe upcasting it increases its D. Okay, it's D6 damage. Okay, I won't worry about it then. So he's going to cast Ice Knife, and he's going to try hitting it over here so that the splash damage won't hit his teammates. But
Okay.
let's give it a shot.
It will be tricky because you are on the opposite side.
This is true. I do
So
have
you
to
can't
kinda-
really hit on
actually,
this side. You can hit like right over here.
yeah, if I hit on that side, it'll do effectively the same thing. So
Yeah.
Hit me.
no. So he takes his staff, makes an ice sigil in the air, and he fires. So my roll to hit, 20 to hit.
20. Okay.
Okay. Let's
Roll
see
for
how well
damage.
this works. So that is 5
Each creature
piercing
within
damage.
5 feet of the point where the ice exploded.
Yeah, he'll make a dexterity saving throw. And if he
Okay.
succeeds, he takes the cold damage as well. Otherwise, he just takes 5.
Okay, let me roll.
Dex save.
Yeah,
And then-
he succeeds on the saving throw. I'm not even going to calculate that. It was a high roll.
Oh,
What?
boo.
Emily
This-
succeeded?
This is
That's
2
crazy.
saving throws. This
know.
is not
Prove that I
okay.
succeeded. It's the magic of my
So,
dice.
Yeah, you
A friend
just
of mine
roll
gave
those
this dice
ones.
to me. Oh.
You should either continue rolling or, for our sake, just get rid of them. Just use your old dice. It's better. Okay, then
You guys
Dusty.
all in favor of her changing dice?
Go change your dice. Okay.
So, Dusty is also going to call out for his spiders to attack the manticore.
Alrighty.
So they are going to sidle on up, and they're going to attack from both sides, and they're making bite attacks. So the
Okay.
first bite attack, I'll give one of them advantage
First off,
just
before
for
you
fun.
do that, Douse needs to make a dexterity saving throw because of the ice explosion.
Oh, okay.
Because
Didn't know
he
if I
was
was going to be
within,
in range or not.
yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
within
sure.
5 feet of the.
Oops.
That's a 9.
That fails. You take 9 cold damage.
Yeah, just
Oh,
like as
no.
a shard of ice comes and strikes you.
He's got some like frosted tips going on.
Spider
Webs.
webs, ice tips. Man,
That's a
it's getting
style.
hammered out here.
That's a style.
Is Douse
Yeah.
going like emo mode or Halloween mode on
Dusty,
us?
Dusty apologizes. He's like, "Oh, sorry." And then the spiders are attacking.
Greg,
He's going
you're
to
making
give
a
one
mess of the
advantage as well.
battlefield.
I know there's webs everywhere. There's fire, ice. Yeah, it's a whole debacle. All right, that's the first person to attack, and then the second person. So a 21 on the first attack and a 20 on the second attack.
Both hit. Roll for damage.
Okay, that is roll 2d8 plus 6. So that is how much piercing damage he takes, 16, and it is magical for overcoming resistances.
Okay.
And he has to make 2 constitution saving throws, 1 for each bite.
One for each what?
One
Oh,
for each bite.
Okay, first con save. Oh, that was skewed. 13.
That succeeds.
Okay, second con save. 12.
That also succeeds. So
Okay.
close. So close.
So close.
But that's it. After that, I will end my turn.
Alrighty. It is now Nori's turn with Amaris on deck.
Okay. Nuri is going to cast, what's it called? Shocking Grasp.
Okay, roll the hit.
I'm gonna use my in-person dice because yeah.
Also, nice headphones. Are those new?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah. Are they new?
I've had these for years.
What? They look new.
Wow. I cannot roll to save my life. This is ridiculous. Sorry,
I forgot we were live for a second.
I mean,
let's see.
it's
15
Yeah.
to hit.
15 to hit. Okay. 15 does hit. Sorry to all
What?
the
Wow. I'm shocked.
15 does hit, yeah. It's a manticore.
I'm blessed.
All right, shocking grasp.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh, I
gosh,
also had
Megan.
advantage on that though because he's technically flanked. Although, never mind. Douse is prone. I don't know if that counts.
Megan just commented in our chat. She said flashbacks to the first time shocking grasp was used. And if anyone can remember what happened the first time shocking grasp was used, maybe we'll do kudos to you guys.
Okay. So that'll be 14 points of shocking damage.
Okay, 14?
And he no longer has reactions
Oh
until
dang.
the start of its next turn.
Alrighty.
So after that, Nuri's gonna move 25 to like over here. And then as her bonus action, she can move her flaming sphere.
Okay.
Is this like 5 feet right here? This little space in between them?
Yeah.
That's 5 feet.
Yeah. Well, because they aren't
Cool,
like
cool.
they're supposed to be like in the squares here. So it's like that, yeah.
So then there's 5 feet on this side.
Wait, I'm confused about what you're asking.
Is there 5 feet? Like, is there an open 5 feet in between the spider and Douse? Where there's like 5 feet of open space.
This little corner right here and like this little spot.
Okay. So on this side, then she's going to send her flaming sphere flying into the what's its face? It needs to make a dexterity saving.
Okay.
And thus the icy hot was invented.
Douse. You are on the ground, so
He only because you weren't slammed with this, you will only take damage if you end your turn next to it.
Yes, but he has
19.
that was more of
Oh,
he has
good.
ice on one side, fire on the other.
Oh, he still takes damage though. Okay. So he gets half.
19 to save.
Okay, he takes half damage, which sadly I rolled pretty badly this time. He takes 5 points of fire damage.
Okay.
That ends my turn.
Alrighty. It's looking a little worse for wear at this point, panting heavily, very angry and upset. As we go into Amaris's turn.
Okay. So I am staying where I am, still prepared to use Misty Step if he decides to, like, pounce at her. And she's just kind of doing a little taunting dance.
Please say it's vicious mockery just from her dancing. Please.
Well, will that count?
moves so
Um,
dangerous that
maybe.
kill.
Unless you're like specifically casting vicious mockery, no.
But if I do cast Vicious Mockery for the dance,
Oh,
will
well, there
that
has to
work?
be
Can't
some
touch this.
verbal component to it.
You could literally do the like, can't touch this. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I can do that. Just kind of do like a little booty shake and just be like, free dinner right here as I cast Vicious Mockery.
Alrighty. He has to roll wisdom.
Yeah.
Alrighty. He rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
And the curse returns.
They could
Alright,
only
here we
last for
go.
so long. The poor dice.
I
Wait, that was
know.
another nat one.
Must succeed.
It was funny because
That's
like I was
two
just
now?
like I was also just like in between, just like fun rolling it, and it rolled a nat 1 also. So it rolled a nat 1, and then I was like, okay, roll for Vicious Mockery, and it rolled another nat 1, and I was like, oh, so kind of double nat 1, but
All right, so it takes, we're doubling that, but that is still only 2 points of damage. That sucks.
wow.
So it takes it 2 points of psych damage and has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Yes, queen.
Yeah,
And
yes.
I'm still prepared to use Misty Step.
Okay. Hey. Alrighty. Dang, you're right. That is a lot of nat 1s. Okay. It is its turn now. It is very tantalized by your taunting dance and aggravated. So he is going to come and eat you.
Oh,
But she
Can I
misses
kick
steps,
at it as
right?
an opportunity attack?
Misty Step out of the way!
So Douse is prone. You won't be able to get the opportunity attack with
Okay.
that.
I didn't know if that affected
Does
One
my
spider cut, though.
spider get an opportunity attack? One of them
We're
I
gonna
mean, she's
let
moving away
Amaris
from
do her
blood.
thing real quick before the
All
opportunity
right.
attacks come in.
Fine.
So, let me find which one it is. Okay, so I cast Misty Step. So that takes out that. But, so I move out of the way. So I am, let's see, 5, 10, 15.
Okay,
Moving out of the way to
Bird
right there.
voicing
and
the
he
mouth
is-
of the manticore. I've never been danced at so insultingly before. Yes, he is very insulted by this dance.
So I Misty Step out of the way, and he is in range of this.
What is this?
This
Holy
is a
crud.
Glyph of Warding,
Okay.
and I get to choose what happened.
Okay,
So,
hold on. Let me skim this real quick. You decide what triggers the glyph when you cast the spell.
Did you do explosive runes? Is that the option you chose?
when triggered, the glyph erupts into magical energy within a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the glyph. The sphere spreads around corners. Each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, within a
Okay.
20-foot radius sphere.
You should have told us to say 20 feet away, not 10.
Okay. I was reading the top and it said
Well,
10. That
to
is
be
my
fair,
Realize
it is
that's a
20
20-foot
It's okay.
radius. When
Well, it's a
5, 10,
20-foot radius, which is a little bit different than a 20-foot square.
which is 8 squares across.
Here. If you put something in there, you could probably do a radius, but up yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, so then with that, I can only do this. I can only use Misty Step once and get one of you out of the way. Sadly, 2 of you are going to get hit with this.
Misty
Some
Step
of
only
you
works
may
on
die.
yourself, though. You'd have to push them, don't you?
Some of
That's
you
what
may
That's what
die,
I'm planning on.
So
but that is a risk I am willing to take.
Douse is in the sphere. The spider is in the sphere. Dusty and Nuri are in the sphere.
Okay, so I am going to Misty Step right here. And I am going to try and push.
Whoa,
Oh.
dude.
If you were the other side, you
yourself
could
in
pull.
Yeah, if I go to the other side, I can get Douse out of it, but that means
Well, no.
Dusty and Nuri.
I was saying, if you teleport right here, you can pull Nuri out.
Let's see.
To pull her out, that would take an action.
Okay, yeah, that would be an action to try and get anyone else out of
Yeah.
the sphere, Amar, so you wouldn't be able to
That
do
I
that.
am so sorry, guys. I misread that.
No,
TPK,
it just makes it so much
TPK.
funnier, though.
Yeah, that you're just like, yes, I'm doing this, and then you're like, oh shoot, this is much bigger than I
Okay.
thought it was.
Holy
Who
fuck,
is
this
not
the
used to her
first time
power.
I used it.
I am fine
Okay.
with this player damage.
Douse, you
So
do have
I am going
disadvantage
to
on your
make it.
dexterity saving throw.
That's what I thought.
Oh, guys.
We got a 6
Oh
from
my
Dusty,
gosh, this
a
a
is so
6
funny.
from Nuri, and a 10 from.
A 16 from the
All right.
Look, you're just nimble.
Okay, what about from the Manticore?
yes.
All right, so he
16.
takes half
What about
damage.
the spider?
Yeah, the spiders I think need to do it too.
Oh yeah, the spider. Here, I got you.
How
I'll
much
take
I'm
a
going
stab.
damage?
I'm gonna choose lightning for this. Oh boy.
The
That's
So-
getting hit by
spider,
all
the
the
spider rolled a
elements.
20. In case anyone was concerned for the spider's health.
Okay, spider succeeds.
Oh,
but
okay.
still.
Hang up, Emily.
You're lagging a little.
Oh,
Yes.
can you hear me better now? Yeah?
Your
Yes.
A little better?
Yes.
it was a little
'Kay.
jumpy, but
Yeah, my internet is like cutting in and out right now, so I'll do my best. We'll end soon.
Oh.
Okay.
hey, so homework can wait.
So, what ends up happening is the Manticore triggers this.
We heard 3 words: 1 HP, skeleton, and main.
Main.
Those are the 3 things we
Okay.
heard.
Okay, the Manticore gets electrocuted so hard that you see his skeleton and he collapses to the ground with a little bit of smoke trailing up from his mane.
So sad.
Oh no.
Dusty is going to activate his trap card. You see Amaris did not realize this, but by electrocuting him, she activated his absorb elements spell, making it so he has resistance to the next the damage that he takes that is elemental. Something along those lines, yeah.
Nice.
So he has resistance, so he only takes half of the 25 damage. So he only takes 13.
That's still 13.
Yeah, Nuri almost died.
Yeah,
I am
Nuri
so
is
She's still
sorry.
alive.
shocking.
Still alive.
I'm gonna say, Nuri, you've collapsed on your rear end, just like your hair is like a little fried and sparky. And as the Manticore is now dead, I'm gonna say the bonfire goes out.
It's concentration though.
You just
I
got
might save
electrocuted for
it.
25. Roll Constitution.
It's 25
You have
in
to roll
half,
13 or higher.
Just deleted the bonfire.
It's
Wow.
22.
and that 20, y'all. My fire is still alive.
The fire's
Oh,
still
wow.
burning strong. And a nat 20 goes up on the board. We did it, y'all.
That was
didn't end the
just gonna say,
session
we
without
got
Okay.
ice crystals on one side of his face, while like the other side is slightly burnt, and his hair is just standing on end. It's just like,
With webs.
yeah, he's kind of like, what?
He needs a shower. And with that,
He needs some milk. Wait, real quick,
yes.
sorry. After that, Manticore's dead. Amaris is good.
Straightening her hair and be like, and you said 10 feet.
Okay, I am sorry. That was an accident.
That's
But you burned down a village. Let's be fair. Come on, you're not the only one who has done this kind of thing.
Douse is gonna start putting out the fire with his fire hose.
Okay.
I don't
You
know
may
if
do
can
that.
Put it out.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm not wanting another fire, Nuri.
Oh, come on, man. Why?
Magic water puts out magic fire.
Magic rock beats
Remembering
magic
that rule for
paper.
later. Just saying. It will be
No.
used against anyone who uses fire.
No. Okay.
Just
And on that note, as you guys are now getting up and recovering from this battle, we will end tonight's session.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Was all inflicted by each other.
Yeah.
Well done.
Actually, it was just Dusty and Amaris, actually.
Yeah, this is true.
Loving it.
Wow.
Not like yeah. Anyways. Well, on that note, our connection's pretty bad, so we're going to wrap things up here. So, we love you guys. You're amazing. We hope you come back for next stream. Also, keep in mind the hint that Dusty gave or that Greg gave earlier as to what our next announcement may be.
We did get 4
Um,
nouns. So
yeah, look forward
That's,
to it. If anyone can guess it, I don't know what there is. But also, 100 likes on this video and Tax gets unicorn drapes.
unicorn.
Let's make it happen.
I've already liked the stream. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Okay. Well, love you guys. You're amazing. And